All right.
What's up, my dude?
What is up, everyone? It's been a busy day.
It's been a day. Like, shit. You don't have anyone in.
Give it a minute.
Yeah.
Everyone will stroll in.
Yeah.
Let me let our friends at Belly Up know that we are live.
Let our friends on the Twitter know. Friends on the Facebook know. Get all of our friends up in here. We are going for it tonight. Guys, what a day Shannon and I have had.
It's been basically our big break. Not to be dramatic, but you know.
Not to be dramatic. Like, I think I'm famous. Just kidding.
I walked into our bedroom, like Kevin was working in our room, which is typically where I work, which is where I am right now. And I recorded in our dining room earlier with Rod. And I walked in and he goes, "How does it feel at the top?" So I walked in.
Feels great at the top.
He was like,
if anyone who's listening doesn't know, Shannon and I were on Rod Peterson's show today, which airs live in Canada, which is really exciting for us. Our first ever TV interview. So we're feeling pretty good about it. Kind of one of those crazy firsts when we remember we've only been around for like a hot minute, but it's super exciting.
Like 2 months. That's insane.
We've been on for 2 months. Yeah, officially 2 months. And honestly, we could not do it without like all of you. And we're just so thankful. So Shannon and I decided tonight, in the theme of things, we were each going to drink a bottle of champagne while we live stream with you. But my bottle, before we went live, decided to pop open itself. So my cork is across the room.
I'm so paranoid about this. I haven't popped a bottle in so long.
Yep. Chloe, I'm so glad you joined. Oh, okay, Shan, pop it off for us. Ooh. Time to celebrate.
I'm trying.
Guys, either really fun or really catastrophic that Shannon's about to open a champagne bottle live on here.
There we go. No, it didn't.
Fun. Mine would have been fun to watch since it literally shot across the room like over my head.
I'm shocked it didn't because I know I told Megan this, but I walked my dog for like an hour and we stopped at the liquor store because all the liquor stores in our area are dog friendly. So beyond the fact that my dog's wiggly butt knocked over like 3 bottles of wine while we were in the store, okay,
on this note, Shannon, cheers to our first TV interview.
Cheers to TV. Cheers to Slap Show. We're happy that all of you are here. I am now going to use a glass.
I'm not that classy.
But I was saying, so I took my dog with me to the liquor store, but then we walked for another like 40 minutes and he was a pain in the you-know-what while we were walking. So it just shook the entire time. And I was like, I'm going to open this and it is going to spray like a freaking frat basement all across my bedroom when I open this.
For whoever didn't see I'll put that back up. Our interview with Rod today. It is on YouTube. I think we tweeted it. Or we did. We did. We tweeted it. Yeah, we tweeted the link. Shannon put a little teaser video up so you can check it out still.
Yeah, we talked a lot about, how much we appreciate you guys supporting us so quickly and how we've really been able to grow. And that's kind of how Rod ended up coming to us and really getting to know us and agreeing to be on our show, just because we've had so much support from you guys, especially in hockey Twitter and, on YouTube and all of that. And it's been incredible so far. So again, thank you. And we're just going to keep doing that until Whatahockey joins.
Yeah. We're just going to keep doing what we do. For whoever's coming on new. Yes, we are celebrating our first TV interview. That's why we are both drinking bottles of champagne. I've never heard of this brand before. It's called Dark Horse.
It's so good. I can't believe
it's actually really good. And I'm like super into different champagnes. It's like one of the main things I drink. And like, it's bad. Like you guys will see tonight as the night goes on, my face is going to get like redder and redder and redder. And I'm going to point it out. Megan looks ripped. I took like 1 sip. Jeez.
I didn't choose my bottle again because the dog came with me and was knocking shit over. So they were like, let me just bring you something to the front. So we're going to see how this tastes.
I got my bottle delivered to me, which I thought was magical, that within like 20 minutes, it was just at my apartment. And
Have you never had alcohol delivered before?
No.
Oh, that was like the go-to.
Well, not right now, but I'm a New Yorker. Like I live in New York City.
I guess you had a
go to
car.
the liquor store around the corner.
In undergrad, so we went to the same undergrad.
Oh.
But you had a car. Yeah.
And I was also older than all of my friends. So
I didn't have to. I mean, I ordered go-kart quite a bit. Also, rude, sir.
Guys, apparently my hair is a train wreck, but honestly, I don't care.
We also got ready. We did our interview with Rod like almost 9 hours ago. So the fact that either of us still looks fine is a small miracle. Like we weren't going to put 2 faces of makeup on a weekday.
Just got better.
People, this is rude.
I mean, this is what happens when my hair just dries. I'm sorry.
It looks better than when my hair dries.
Me looking like a mess, apparently. I told my best friend to come on and drag me, but apparently someone beat her to it. Thanks, Mark. The one person who cares. Guys, my hair is like this for a reason. I have like 17,000 zits in this corner of my forehead, so my hair is going to stay here. Girl, get a comb. I actually don't brush my hair ever.
We actually, speaking of, I shouldn't have taken. Oh, I can put Mark's comment back up. Mark's podcast. Ooh, the stars.
Mark, I subscribed.
Mark's network, Black and Gold Productions, and their podcast does Patreon viewing. And so if you subscribe $1 per episode, which their episodes are bi-weekly as in once every other week. I think that's what it is. You get put into an auction for giveaways. And so they do autographed Bruins merch that you can win just for pledging $1 per episode. So $2 a month and you can win autographed Bruins merch, which is fantastic. I highly recommend that you check out the Black and Gold Productions. They've been awesome. They come on our stuff all the time. So, the Bruins aren't playing tonight. So we're focused on the Stars tonight, which is a new realm for both of us.
Let's do it.
I do like Khudobin. He used to play for the Bruins. We couldn't afford him as a backup anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a good game, guys. It's definitely out of our wheelhouse to not be focusing, on an East Coast game. I don't even care. But yeah, I think, yes. Shout out to Chloe, guys. Chloe's an amazing follower of ours who we got to DM with a little this week. She's beat cancer twice, very into the hockey fights cancer, everything. So super excited to have her on.
And definitely. Her stickers are en route when we are able to launch our merch site. So.
Yes. Whatahockey, the Whatahockey boys. Oh, where are they? They will be on in, what time is it?
6 minutes. We told them 8:45.
5 minutes.
We wanted you to enjoy our pleasant company for, 15 minutes.
I was hoping you would want to check it out for us.
Lovely, pleasant company.
Yes. A lot of shout outs for Chloe. We love seeing this, guys. So support.
Yeah, Chloe's very good friends with Vernon Fiddler. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Dreams, right? Oh, amazing. Guys, tell us what other games you're watching tonight. Where's Alex? He needs to be here to give us our updates.
Well, I'm probably behind. The puck is dropping in Dallas.
Puck already dropped like 30 seconds ago.
Well, it said 19:25, but the what's it called? The face-off was in the center of the ice.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. The game had already started. Speaking of Whatahockey, ask and you shall receive. Bring it in. What up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be on. Yeah.
Justin, is that like from Dwight?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The Jersey Hall of Fame behind me, or Wall of Fame, I guess you could say, 2 of them came from my younger brother, Justin. The one right there, that's the personalized one he gave me with my birth year on it, 87. And then he gave me the from Justin this past season, or this past Christmas, and put his birth year, which is 90.
Cute.
He's a heck of a gift giver. He also was kind enough to purchase he and I tickets to the playoff clinching game against the Flyers 2 seasons ago, which we got to sit on the glass right behind the bench. Jamie, Ben, and I shared a moment. It's a thing. We have, we're just best friends.
I would love to share a moment with Jamie, Ben. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
I would take that moment so fast.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for having me and us in the future. If the other guys hop on at any point.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. We've been excited to work with you guys this week on this exciting giveaway and, getting to know more about the Stars fandom, because that is just not our original realm. So
yeah, no, completely fair. You guys are from the Washington area, correct?
So we met in Washington. We went to undergrad there. But
Okay.
I'm from Boston and Meg is from New Jersey, but she's a Pittsburgh fan. So
okay, all right. That's
I'll let her,
right.
let her give you more backstory there. But
yeah, no. You said you were from
fandoms
Boston.
Are so random. Well, not really, but
I like that. I like that rhymes. The fandoms are randoms.
Yeah.
You said you were from Boston.
yeah, so I'm from Foxborough actually. So
Okay.
where people play, but yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I have actually randomly enough visited both New Jersey and Boston, and was able to go to a Bruins game while in Boston. I can't remember the name of the bar, but they were selling dollar Bud Lights before the game.
Yeah, that tracks.
It was magnificent. But
My favorite bar in DC actually is a Bruins. It's a Boston bar, and every time Megan's in town, I make her go to it because they're one of the only bars left in DC that doesn't do like $14 cocktails. They do like $20 open bars, like dollar Bud Lights, anything like that for sports games. But they're like one of the only ones, and it's because they're a Boston bar, and that like really tracks with.
That sounds.
I'm lucky
heavenly.
Because my favorite bar that was around the corner from my old apartment in New York, was Steelers fans.
Okay.
And then they liked the Penguins too, but it's an Irish bar. So like not really sure where this comes from, but it was always like the best because like I became really good friends with them because I lived like literally upstairs.
Yeah.
But everyone needs like that one go-to bar for like every game.
I couldn't agree more. It's kind of weird here, to be completely honest. We have a couple of really great bars. I would have to say my two favorites, the names are fantastic. The first one is Stan's, and that Stan's Blue Note. That one's in a local area called Lower Greenville. We love that. Like Stars fans flock to that one. And in my personal favorite, it's called Milo Butterfingers. That is probably my go-to. Watching the owners of it are huge Stars fans. They always have them on all TVs. It's very divey. Christmas lights, strung up everywhere. Pool tables, shuffleboard, you name it, it's there. Thankfully, there's no smoking indoors here in Texas anymore. So it's not,
Is that a recent thing?
No, I mean, it's probably 15 years now that they haven't really allowed smoking in a lot of establishments. But so it's not as peak dive bar. You don't walk out smelling like a cigarette afterwards, which is absolutely fine with me.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, we have a couple of cool spots, but everyone needs that like their bar.
Yeah. I know. I was talking to one of my friends because I've been living in California for the last 6 months just to like give it a chance because I've always wanted to. And I was like texting one of my friends and I was like, I watched a movie that like had like New York in it. And I was like, I really just want to shut down a bar at 4:30 in the morning, like with my girls, with like my bartenders who will hug me goodnight. Like I just miss it.
It's a different world.
It was one of the last times we could go to bar. Well, maybe not. When the Bruins went to the Stanley Cup against the Blues, that was the last time I really like shut down a bar in a bad way because they lost.
That's like a video of my friends and I.
Yeah, there's a video of me and my friends on the bar at said bar in DC wearing plastic helmets in our Bruins jerseys because they just give away free shots. So by a certain point when they know the Bruins are going to lose, they're like, well, how drunk can we get these people?
Yeah.
So that they just keep buying alcohol.
Is it throwing anyone else off that the shot count is next to the score? Like I keep looking down fast at like my stream and I'm like 4-0. Wait, that's shots. Like
you get used to it.
It's only bad for the first 10 minutes, unless it's the Bruins game last night and they were under 10 shots for the first 2 periods.
Well, knowing the way that the Stars have played, and they're showing us right now what they've been best at, they just don't. They have a really tough time, specifically in this season, getting into the offensive zone and creating any disturbances in front of the net. I think, is it Corpusalo that's in net tonight for Columbus? Also, I have to quickly say that if you see me look away from, I've got dual screens, like I'm rocking the at-home setup. So if you see me look directly at you guys, that's because Patrick Laine is on camera, and he gives me nightmares because he's so ugly, so I have to look away. That's for Garrett from Texas Hockey Apparel. I hate that man. That man is a star killer. Ever since his time in Winnipeg and now in Columbus, which I was so happy that, the divisions kind of like trickled down the way that they did. Yeah. Because it meant, oh, sweet, we don't have to pay Patrick Laine at all this season. And then he gets traded to Columbus. And I'm like, not only do we have to play him and see that monstrous face
multiple times,
we have to do it like 8 or 9 times. I mean, he's got to have enough money to get braces, I mean, it's
like Ovechkin, like he's missing it, but they're not paying for it. They won't pay for it until they retire. So they just don't pay for their dental care until later, understanding that they might lose another tooth. I mean, I've debated this on a variety of different shows that I personally, I don't know, like care enough about my physical appearance to be like, I would not live for a decade missing a front tooth. I would just pay some sort of
right. Yeah.
I'm like, get him like a flipper, get him a fake set for a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. I think actually Patrick Laine getting hit in the face with a puck would do him wonders. I think it could,
click something.
Yeah. That satisfying little pop where like he doesn't look as nearly as monstrous as he does. I have very special feelings about this.
So why do you think
Laine spends all his money on turtlenecks?
Couldn't agree more. He spends it on turtlenecks that aren't even connected to his shirt. They just it's just like a sleeve that dangles on his neck.
An extraneous turtleneck.
Yeah.
I was going to say, why do you think that your roster didn't change significantly between last year and this year, beyond the fact that you guys were delayed for the first few weeks because of COVID-19 restrictions? Why do you think you are having such a struggle offensively to kickstart games?
One thing I can say about the Dallas Stars is they're ridiculously streaky. They go on, like, if you look back to last season, they started off historically one of the worst starts in Stars history since they moved to Dallas in '93. Then you go to November of that same season, and they're like 11-1-2. And then you go into the bubble, they had lost 6 straight games, and then come out of nowhere and make it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. So it's really hard to explain because you're exactly right. This roster is almost exactly the same. The only thing that is really missing is Bishop and Seguin, who are both still on the IR.
Oh, Seguin's on the IR still?
Yeah, he skated in most of the playoffs with a torn labrum, which shows a ton of grit.
Yeah.
And, it makes you love that. A lot of people are very critical of the Stars and are very, very critical of Seguin, especially since he has that monstrous contract that he got signed back in, I think, 2019 or 2018. Yeah. But, you can't question his toughness after he came, and literally people were saying, he's playing like garbage. He's not getting nearly as many shots on goal as he needs to. He's not attacking the net. And then you find out that he had a torn labrum for basically half of the playoffs. And you kind of have to go, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. I remember this is like the first like impactful thing that happened to me as like a young sports fan was when the Bruins traded Seguin. Mm-hmm. And I remember like where I was, what I was doing, the time and day. And I was so frustrated because they traded him, not because he didn't have the skill or the potential to be successful with the Bruins, but because they didn't trust, his personal lifestyle. And that's a perfect example of him playing through a horrible injury and not, taking his personal issues into account versus the team's interests, which is, for obviously this was almost a decade ago now that the Bruins traded him. So he probably matured quite a bit, the same way that Marchand and other players have completely transformed their styles. But it's always frustrating to me as a Bruins fan, seeing them let go of that incredible talent and that incredible player just all around. and seeing the start of success.
It is upsetting because I think, and this is obviously, I'm a Stars fan, diehard. I will, 6 feet in the ground as a Stars fan, but I love the sport of hockey. I love, I'm a big players guy. I love supporting certain players, and believe it or not, Marchand's one of my favorite players.
That's how I am.
Well, Marchand and Sagan had an incredible chemistry that you.
There was a wicked bromance. It was almost borderline disgusting.
Yeah, forget the first line of the Bruins right now. They had the first natural chemistry that showed Marchand's potential.
And I think that shows a lot about Sagan too, because if you look at Sagan and Ben, they're very close as well.
Yeah.
The one thing that I don't understand with this team is, just like you said, all of the pieces are there. You've got a lot of younger guys like Jason Robertson here that just came up. Ty Dellandrea, who people were clamoring for. And Ty Dellandrea came in and played extremely well. He was very much like a young Jamie Benn. And now he hasn't played for, I believe, the last 6 games. But it's unfortunate because this team is just extremely streaky. You look at guys like Denis Garyanov, who had a hot start. They were 4-0 in their first 4 games. Yeah. Garyanov scored in almost every game. He was on a point streak for a while there as well. And then he's gone completely cold.
We did a segment on that, actually, how the Stars, because I was absolutely convinced that they were going to come in basically their season was ruined because they missed those first few weeks because they weren't going to be able to catch the momentum that everybody else had. And then they came out and they were 4-0, and I had to eat my words on our segment because I was like, well, I guess I'm wrong. They're going to be right back up there with the Lightning and the Hurricanes, I guess, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they completely slumped again. So
they did. And what scares me about that is if you look at the teams they played in those first 4 games, it was 2 against the Preds and 2 against the Red Wings, who are absolute basement dwellers right now. I say that as the Stars are in last place in the Central Division, brought to you by Discover Card. You have to say that.
Speaking of,
Rod, I was going to say
Rod Peterson is in the comments. Thank you for joining us. And we had Rod on our show, and he only refers to the divisions by their sponsors, which I find very funny. And then we were on his TV show today, and so it's been a doubleheader of a day.
Yeah.
But it was funny that you said that. And now every time I go to post a Facebook post, because we just recently added Facebook to our repertoire. Mm-hmm. So if you don't like us on Facebook, please go do so for everyone that's watching. However, every time I go on Facebook, they don't use hashtags or anything. So you have to figure out other organic ways to get your posts seen. So I tag literally anything I can. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, well, we're talking about all things Central Division. Should I tag
Yeah, I'm not. You're not going to hear me complain about logos on jerseys. You're not going to hear me complain about that. If it means that the sport can exist at a high level and more people can see it, I don't care if they look like skating billboards. Everyone that argues that it takes away from the sport are the same people that are here in Texas arguing that baseball needs to be played outdoors in the summer. I've done that. I've played baseball. I've watched it in the summer. It's not fun. I don't like going to baseball games when it's 98 degrees outside and the sun goes down and it's 96. That doesn't mean it's cooling off. So the purists out there, you can hate me all you want, but if it means that I get to watch this sport on a nightly basis at the highest level possible, and these guys don't go to the KHL or, Polish leagues or what have you, then I don't care what they look like. Just get out there and play hockey.
I'll give you a compromise for that, because I don't necessarily like I don't mind when I can't really notice them. If I can't notice it, that's fine. But if I start to notice it, then I get kind of angry. But I'll give this trade-off. The NHL stops blacking out my games to watch. They can put an ad anywhere.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. Anywhere. It's funny because now I'm looking at it and I see AT&T on the helmets and I'm like, oh, okay, now it's sticking out.
I've seen yours.
Well, I guess that stick out are the ones that have colors. It's like the Penguins white helmet has the blue PPG. There's one, Shan, you guys have the green TD, right?
Yeah, but I'm just so used to that. It's the same way that Capital One has their arena ads.
I'm saying the ones that are white on black.
It doesn't match, yeah.
doesn't bother me at all. It's when they start throwing color in there that it's a little irritating to me.
My favorite one is the fact that the Calgary Flames, and I believe, don't they share the same sponsor as the Toronto Maple Leafs, Scotiabank?
Oh yeah, because Scotiabank does the North Division too. That was something we did talk about with Rod. They own like a third of the NHL's like Canadian sponsorships.
Yeah. Well, and I love that because it matches perfectly with the Calgary Flames in their white and red. But you know what it doesn't match? With the all blue uniforms of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you have a red S on their helmet. I think that is the most outlandish out of all of them. Closely followed by Pittsburgh, just because of how big the lettering is.
It's huge.
It's a lot.
I kind of get it because PPG, their logo, I'm a Penguins fan. So this is something I've genuinely put time into thinking about. Mm-hmm. But it's the PPG logo will always have a background. They're not just going to invert it and just put the blue letters because it's just not their logo.
Right.
So it's always going to be distracting when it's the blue. Mm-hmm. It's just so big and irritating.
Yeah, I think if they were to resize it, it would be much more reasonable. I'm the same way with AT&T. They have white lettering, which doesn't really, it doesn't mess with the colorway, but the blue circle. But because it's so small, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, totally. What else is who's in our comments? Here's something else you can comment on.
Chloe is is an absolute hero. She has jumped onto both of our scenes here in the last couple of weeks. You can see it in her profile picture. We were so fortunate to have Vern Fiddler on and ask him a couple questions and talk to him a bit. She's a huge Vern Fiddler fan. She's also a gigantic Riley Tufts fan now.
This was funny when she said that Mr. Fiddler get a new Texas driver's license because he forgot his flipper. I think that's fantastic. So funny.
So she's honestly an amazing person. If you don't know her story, she's beaten cancer twice already. I want to say she's in her mid-teens, so she's just an absolute unit, kicking cancer's ass twice. But she's the sweetest person ever. She tagged Riley Tufts, who was the first-round draft pick for the Dallas Stars back in 2016. I think it was 26th overall. And we're friends with him on Instagram. But it's one of those where we're friends with him, but it is what it is. But she tagged him and said, "You need." She basically told Riley Tufts, the professional NHL player, "You need to be on this podcast." And he was like, "Let's do it." So now we're talking to Riley Tufts, and we're going to have him on the show in the next couple weeks, hopefully. So. She's awesome.
Good for you. You want to be our producer?
Right? I mean, she's our media relations specialist now.
Your intern?
Yeah. But yeah, it's so funny. This whole thing has been just insane. Growing the show and getting to know people like you guys and just watching it all unfold. And I saw just the clip that you guys did in your interview earlier when you said that, it's a smaller family than other sports. But I think that's what makes it so pure and so exciting because you do have that common bond no matter what team you link up with or you're a fan of. It's just the most beautiful sport on ice and it sounds so cliche, but I mean, there's so much more to it than, people skating at 100 miles an hour and crashing into each other. So.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love every second of that.
Same. Absolutely love that.
But it's true. It's just hockey is one of those sports where I think it more brings people together when you find another person who's a hockey fan.
Absolutely.
Especially as females in the hockey space. It's not not big for us. So it's kind of one of those things where it's when you find someone else to talk about, I'm still gonna give you shit on your team choice, but I'm still gonna want to hang out for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's I love what you guys are doing. I think it's amazing how quickly you guys have been able to grow. Coming from basically the same, we started in November of last year, maybe a little bit earlier, but coming from basically almost the same timestamp and seeing how quickly you guys have grown is awesome. I love the fact that you guys have been able to, get a ton of people and supporting you and behind you. And I'm just pumped that we were able to make this work so I can jump on here and hang out and watch the Stars disappoint me once again.
Oh yeah, we love getting new friends. So tell us more about these jerseys you have. So you obviously have your Dallas jersey. From your brother. What else we got here?
So my favorite player, still follow him, love the guy, Antoine Roussel. He's obviously with the Vancouver Canucks now. That is my Grail jersey. That is a team-issued rookie jersey for Roussel. He was 60 before he turned to number 21. And what was so sweet about what happened when he turned to 21 is he was one of those guys who was like, I wanted to be 21. If you have a 60 jersey, I will pay for you to get the number switched over because I know not a lot of people have it. The one next to it is the Texas Tornado jersey. That was an old minor league hockey team here in the DFW Metroplex. They played out of Frisco, which is now the home practice center for the Stars. But I want to say both of, if you know who Craig Ludwig is, he also has a podcast here in the Dallas area. Both of his sons used to play for the Texas Tornadoes. If you've ever seen the infamous Ben Bishop fight when he was in the juniors, that's the team that he played for when he got in a fight. It's the only goalie fight that he's ever been in. And then obviously you have below that The Office inspired from Justin. And then I'm big on defunct teams apparently, because then you have the San Antonio Rampage. It's the only St. Louis blue logo you will ever see in my home. But it was their minor league affiliate that was sold and is now the Henderson Silver Knights, the Golden Knights AHL franchise. But that was one of my most favorite times to be at a hockey game. It was down in San Antonio. I have a ton of family down there, and I went with a bunch of cousins who aren't really into the sport. So it was a really great opportunity to show them the sport. It was dollar beer night, which if you haven't been to a minor league hockey game, you have to go for nights like those. We were literally on the glass. And if you've ever been to Texas,
I fell in love with hockey was at a Providence Bruins game, in a minor league game.
It's so much fun.
I don't think I've ever been to one. I clearly need
It's
to.
incredible.
Oh my God.
The arenas are the size of college hockey stadiums. So they're really small. You don't need to have tickets to be right on the ice. You can go right up there for warm-ups. I have a broken stick from a player. I have pucks there because they just toss them over as soon as you get their attention.
Something for the future hockey cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little hockey caves. Bringing in Jason here.
Oh, he's got a wicked cave. Look at that. Look at that lettuce. Look at how happy he is to be here.
Cave.
What's up? How's everything going?
Man, that's a great mic.
It is.
Yeah, you'll have to give me some pointers on mixing audio because I'm not even using my microphone tonight because I can't deal with it right now.
No, we're going to need Patrick on that one.
Yeah.
Patrick is the engineer here.
I was going to say Patrick's unable to join us this evening, but if he is able to see this, Patrick is literally the reason why we're so clean. He is our producer. He is the sound extraordinaire. We literally could not be more lucky to have a dude like him on the show because we'd sound like shit otherwise.
I sound like shit. It's more of do my AirPods work today or not? But hey, this dollar beer night talk, my best friend down here in the comments, if a dollar beer night is what gets us to a hockey game with me, I'll take it because this girl is not into sports. So I'll go.
Anything for $1 beers, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
The last part of that story is the fact that they served our namesake Whataburger inside the rink. So I literally went and got a patty melt, which if you haven't had Whataburger, either get the patty melt or any one of the specialty sandwiches, burgers, that's what you have. So the fact that I was able to drink dollar beer, eat a patty melt, and watch hockey all in the same time in the same seat, I weep.
What's in a patty melt? Just
magic.
Yeah.
Is it just when I hear patty melt, I think of grilled cheeses with a burger in the middle.
It's exactly that, but they have a special pepper sauce that they put on it. I think they use provolone cheese on it, but yeah, they do have the Texas toast. There's just something so special about Whataburger.
Is there something? Okay. Texas toast in Texas, is it different from what we get in the freezer section?
Yes.
Okay.
Actual Texas toast is yeah.
Okay. It tastes like
stuff you get with spaghetti that you put in the oven for 5 minutes before you eat it.
Yeah.
It tastes like freedom.
Oh, good. You'll have to bring us somewhere to get some Texas toast. Shannon and I are trying to plan some type of game tour for ourselves. Hit up a bunch of places.
Since we
Never
started
gone.
the podcast, we haven't done anything in person because I've been on the East Coast and she's been on the West Coast, and she's about to come back to the East Coast. So we're trying to figure out, COVID friendly, obviously, if there's some sort of, gathering, if we can go to a game that's selling tickets to not season ticket holders, or if we can, meet up with somebody that we've been coordinating online with, something like that. So,
Well, there's an upside and a downside to the Stars being hot garbage. The upside is the tickets get actually a lot cheaper. The downside is they're garbage.
Right.
I'll
But
take
yeah.
that though. Like I'll take a
Yeah.
garbage team for a cheap ticket.
Well, okay, so this is something that I wanted to bring up because I thought it was so funny. I've been to 2 other rinks. I've been to a home game for Chicago, which was an absolute blast, and I've been to a home game for the Bruins. And the ticket price difference. So if let's rewind to 2 years ago when everything was normal and people could hug and not worry about getting a life debilitating disease. Yeah. You could go to a Stars game on a Wednesday or Thursday, and this is not a joke, for $6 to $12.
Yep.
You could get on StubHub a couple of hours before the game.
oh yeah, I've done that in DC. I've gotten 15.
That's why I'm a Mets fan.
I remember buying tickets for literally like $1 one time, and the fees like outweighed what I was actually paying.
Yes.
I can never do that.
You can go on Game Time, and the tickets are
That's
$15
what I
or
use.
$20. But then once they add the Game Time fees, they turn into $50, and you're like, well, that's still not that bad because I pay fee full price. Then you Uber to the arena, then you pay for your beer there, then you pay for the food, and it still ends up being a $200 or $300
I mean,
night.
it's better than the starting point of like trying to see like a Penguins Caps game in DC.
Right.
It's like $250 a pop. Like
Right.
I saved no money in this experience. Like I said,
Yeah. I will say the best bang for your buck in Dallas right now. And this is shout out to Garrett from Texas Hockey Apparel wearing the shirt. Love the brand. They support the show. We support them. He invited us out to an Allen Americans game, which is the ECHL affiliate for the Minnesota Wild. You want to talk about a bang for your buck ticket? You can get tickets right now for like $15 to $20. But the beer is cheaper. Everything is cheaper, and it's only, I want to say, 2,500 seats. So we literally sat on the last row of the arena, and we were right on top of the ice. There's something special about minor league hockey. The finishing checks, they skate 100 miles an hour because it may be that one chance they get to go bumped up to the AHL.
yeah, they're young and they're fighting for that role. Like they've only got. We had last week Kevin St. Jacques, who is our intern's former coach, actually, and he coaches the Carolina Junior Hurricanes, and he does scouting for another minor league that is escaping me at the moment. But he was drafted by the Blackhawks, and he never made it to the NHL, so he takes it really seriously, trying to get those guys to take their development seriously and all those types of things. And so it was really interesting hearing him explain all of the different routes that those young guys can take, what the day-to-day really looks like. You can really, have fun, or you can put your mind to it every single game and hope that you make it to even the AHL. But it was an awesome episode to record.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand is how many like minor leagues there are leading up to the NHL besides ECHL, AHL.
We had him like kind of explain to us like all the different like routes you can take. And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, when you think of like progression there in other sports, like football, you go from high school to college to the draft.
Right.
Done. Basketball, high school, 1 year of college, draft, you're in. If you're huge, you may go up to 4 years, but it's just that cycle. And it's just so different for hockey players. Like I grew up down the street from a kid who played on like a developmental team, and he like went and like didn't do college right away. Cause he's like, this is my time. Like these hockey players are so young. Like people who like follow us and like hear some of the shit I say, like I love a good hockey player. Like I'll be like, oh, that guy's hot. Like instantly. And I'm like, I gotta like check the age on this shit. Like, as a 25-year-old, can't be saying this about 18-year-olds, but that's like what's in the sport.
Well, I mean, it's not your fault that kids can grow facial hair at like 13 years old these days.
Unreal.
I mean, if I'm early 30s now, I couldn't grow facial hair until I was like 26, 27. I just look like well, I think that's good. I think good for you on that. I think you're doing great on that one. But it's wild. Yeah, no, I love watching like these ECHL games, and especially because of how the Stars are playing right now. It was fun to watch a team, like a local team, win.
Like need something else to look for.
Yeah, and we've been extremely fortunate we call it flirting. We've been flirting with the Allen Americans for like a hot minute now.
Oh yeah.
And last night we made it real. DMs. Yeah, I think they slid into ours first. Full disclosure. They just started like
the thirst trap was there.
Yeah, they're thirsty for Whatahockey for some reason. I must be the logo.
Must.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's a sick. We were talking about that the other day. Like y'all's logo is sick.
Thank you. I have to give all the credit to Jason, who made the original, and then it evolved with the people we worked with to make our first round of hoodies, and the people at Rival Hockey, which if you see Jason's hat, that is his beer league hockey team. Shout out to the Pylons. They basically transformed it into what it is now. And we've just run with it. We've had a blast just growing the brand and seeing that logo become what it is. We are doing our first order of shirts tomorrow. Our pre-order ends tomorrow. We did a little colorway for the Stars. So if you
need to pre-order right now.
I was going to say.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. By the way, should we drop our shop in the chat?
Yeah, drop your shop in.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, hold up. Then give me...
We intend to launch our merch in the next month. However, we want to make sure that we pick a quality distributor, all of those types of logistics things. And we have our logo, obviously, and we want to get a couple other options. So we have some people
We need a reverse retro logo.
We have.
Oh yeah, you got to get one of those.
Earlier in the chat, dropping all of these fun comments about how he wanted us to talk about him. I think he left though
I think he left to go on another. But he did put comments in our Instagram, which we'll get to.
Our good friend Kevin, I actually grew up with him, so I've known him since we were very little. But he works at Belly Up Sports with us, and he is designing an alternate. He did the overlay for this as well, but he's designing an alternate logo for us, and we're hoping to put that on merch. And we talk a ton about like goalie designs and things like that. So sneak peek, we're hoping to kind of take that and run with it with our logo. It should be cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm all about it.
Our Instagram. Well, we lost Jason.
Oh, okay.
Might have out.
Oh, he's probably trying to go comment. Whatever. He'll come back.
Also, I want to say that I just now realized that there was a comment thread. I was looking at a different chat the whole time, so I am in fact an idiot. Now I see all the comments, and you guys are amazing. I love seeing everybody.
The comment chat, not gonna lie, is a little quiet tonight.
It's so quiet tonight.
I don't know where everyone is, but
it's not empty. Like there's y'all. If you're here, like drop a comment. Like let's talk.
Yeah.
Conversation.
I want to pose a question to everyone because this was something that we asked on our most recent episode that just dropped today. Humble brag. Check it out in the Twitter feed. Obviously, the Capitals have their goal songs, and they're very unique. They're the only team that I'm aware of in the NHL that lets the players pick their own goal songs. So we posed the question, what would your song be? You go top bar down and you just light the lamp. What song's popping on? Like you're 19,000 deep in an arena. Everyone's going nuts. What's the song?
Well, the Bruins have their own like team song that I very much know in my head. It's like playing.
So do the Stars. The Stars actually had the band Pantera make their own song. So if you haven't seen the story on it, there's a really cool video on YouTube you can watch. But basically, Vinnie Paul from Pantera and all of the guys in Pantera were huge Dallas Stars and hockey fans. And this shows you how old this story is. So during the 1999 Stanley Cup winning playoffs, which Brett Hull legally scored the goal. If the Sabres fans want to argue about it, just take a look at the Stanley Cup that we had. You will see that Pantera made a song called Puck Off for the Dallas Stars, and Craig Ludwig, dropping his name again, basically came in the locker room with it in a cassette and put it in, and the team loved it. Or was playing Pantera in the locker room. The team loved it, and then he asked the guys if they would make them a special song. So they made a song, and they had to physically fly it to I can't remember who they were playing, St. Louis maybe. And they physically flew it and ran it into the arena to give to the team. Ludwig asked Ed Belfour, he goes, "Do you mind if I play music between the period break?" And they just went, okay, Jason. All right, humble.
Wait,
they played
the link
song.
didn't get in there. Sorry. For some reason.
But yeah, they ended up playing the song for them that they hand delivered on a cassette tape. And that became the Stars' goal song. So anytime you see the Stars score a goal, you'll hear like this wicked metal riff with these heavy metal drums. And then you hear people chanting Dallas Stars, Dallas Stars. That's our own goal song. It's the coolest song in the league. I'm biased,
so cool.
but
yeah. Wait, so the link didn't get in there in the comments for some reason.
That happened to me. I was on a different person's stream and I was trying to drop ours, and it's not. I don't think it lets you put links in.
Rude.
Well, they can find it on your page.
Yeah, go to our Twitter and just do that and use the code.
Check it. Yeah,
use the code.
We'll flash it a few times.
You literally have the until tomorrow. What time tomorrow? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna try to get the order in by 5. So,
oof. Yeah, we're super excited how the shirts are gonna come out. We love what
we're
they
still
look like.
ordering extras. So like, I mean, we're not gonna stop selling them tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
We love like repping people who we've like collabed with. Like we have shirts from High and Wide. We like one.
My High and Wide shirt's my favorite.
I sleep in it constantly. Oh, for anyone who's listening, who probably knows how this all came about. I wore my Gritty shirt for the first time the other day. And for anyone who doesn't know the backstory here, I made a bet with our friend Alex, who is a CBJ fan, because they were going to OT in a game like weeks and weeks ago. And I was like, he was like, "Great, we're screwed. We're not going to win." And I was like, "No, I bet you will." And he was like, No, we're not. Like, we're not going to win. So I was like, "Oh, do you want to make like a real bet?" Because Shannon and I had been talking about the Kraken hats. And I was like, "Okay, well, if you guys win, like I'm saying, like you got to get me a Kraken hat." And he was like, "Fine, like whatever." So I ended up winning the bet. So I get this hat, and then I get an email from FedEx because like I have a FedEx account, so I know when things are coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting something else. And I was like, "Wait, what?" And so Shannon and Alex like knew for a while that I was about to get something else, and they knew what it was. Then I opened it on a live maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's this like giant Gritty shirt, and I hate
nice.
You hate Gritty?
I hate
Gritty.
Gritty.
Gritty is second to Victory Green.
I love Victory Green, and
Victory Green is not nice to us.
Oh no, is he being sassy in the comments?
He refuses to engage us on Twitter, even though we keep trying.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
Friends.
We are really good friends with the Allen Americans mascot, Biscuit the Bulldog, because he and I share the same birthday. So he's
bobblehead.
Had to get my Victory Green bobblehead.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I have a gnome from the Mets, and my cousin's been staying in my house at the beach for a while, and apparently their 1-year-old was really mesmerized by my gnome because the Mets give those out like once a year. They have gnome day, and she like knocked it over and its head came off, and my cousin texted me so scared. She was like, "Oh my God, Ruth just knocked over the gnome. I super glued it back. I hope it's okay." I was like, "It's really okay." But I feel like all these little giveaways and trinkets we get from these teams, like they don't realize like how long we're all going to have these.
Oh yeah. I don't want to like humble brag. I might turn on the lights and you guys can see like all the bobbleheads. But
he's got a wicked. He's got a wicked collection.
Straight up telling you to do
Turn the lights on, and then while you do that, I give an update on the Stars game, which is what we're supposed to be covering. And it is 0-0 at the end of the first.
Yeah, he's.
Ooh,
There's those.
that's it.
That's
And
Yeah.
oh, I don't think you guys can see.
I don't know, whatever it is,
Cameras,
just don't break it.
cords.
don't break whatever you're
I'll
on.
have to just drop a picture.
We'll just, we believe you. To answer the question in the comments, for Michael. It is a blank Rampage jersey. I would love to get somebody on the back of it. It is going to be kind of weird, though, because it does have a Blues pad on it. So I think the Rampage have been the minor league affiliate for the Coyotes at one point. But our homeboy Jesse Meechan from the Allen Americans, I found out that he actually played for the Rampage for 5 games. Had a heck of a game last night against, I think it was the Utah Grizzlies. But yeah, this is what happens when you cover Stars hockey. Not a lot happens, so that's why we can make this happen. We can just chat the whole time. Because
speaking of Victor E. Green, Chloe just tagged us all in a video on Twitter
when she was the mini one.
Oh yeah,
Chloe,
that's right.
I'm so jealous, girl.
Well, it wasn't her. Wait, was it her tweet? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She is the mini one.
She is the mini one. She got to be mini Victory Green.
That's so cool.
Well, hot trash versus stinky garbage are at 0-0.
What?
I mean, not wrong.
What are we talking about? Yeah, no.
I had seen the video of Chloe prior. It was awesome. I was DMing it on my personal Twitter.
Shannon likes to talk about CBJ playing other teams as like toilet versus toilet.
But they were at the top of the division briefly. So
Columbus's style of play has always been so anti-fun. They're a dirty, grimy team. Like, I give them full credit because they just grind teams down to a pulp, and that's how they win their games. The Stars do not historically match up well with them. They never have. The Columbus has a very strong defensive presence, and when the Stars are not clicking and firing on all cylinders, it's not really going to be a good night for the Stars.
We have a cannon.
But we have a cannon. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Recapping what Shannon started to say, the score rundown for the night, where we're at right now. With just under 4 minutes left, the Pens and Flyers are tied at 3. I'm a little anxious right now about it. The Islanders are beating the Sabres 5-2.
Not surprised.
That's a pretty good one with 3 minutes left. The Rangers are beating the Devils 4-1 with just over 6 minutes left. The Hurricanes over the Red Wings 4-2. The Canadians and Jets are tied at 3. I'm the only person in the world who calls them the Canadians. Blackhawks currently beating the Lightning 1-0. Panthers beating the Preds 3-0. And we are 0-0 over here. And then the Flames are beating the Sens 2-1.
And Team Kachuk, if you buck, is beating the Hawkeyes 6-2 in the all-important Whatahockey Fantasy League.
How are the Pylons doing?
I don't know.
How's the Moist Pylons doing?
Yeah, for reference, the Stay Moist that Jason says at the end of every show is also, isn't it on the back of the neck of the jerseys you guys wear?
Yeah.
You know the Stars are in the second longest goal drought they've ever been in franchise history.
And honestly, at this point, every record they break in a negative way, it feels normal.
I just glanced
so sad.
right now. I have the Flyers and the Penguins because those are the two teams I'm much more well versed on. And then I glanced over at the Blue Jackets and the Stars, and that was the stat that came up.
That's so sad.
Oh, the commercial they're playing in the background at the Stars game right now.
The dilly dilly.
I love it. Love it. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. My sister has a dilly dilly shirt. She got one from some Philly sports team that says Philly Philly, which I thought was fun.
Nice.
That's clever.
Eagles use that.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I don't know.
Michael, it's definitely bad hockey if you don't score for a week.
Michael asked if it's bad hockey if you don't score for a week. Sir, yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Sir, yes, sir. Looks like he's got a Heiskanen jersey in his profile picture.
There we go.
He was one of the ones. He was the one he got chopped. He got the old fantasy chop, just like Jamie Benn did, and just like Anton Hudobin did.
Yeah, you just gave the whole.
And you know what they're doing? They're sitting undrafted right now. They're not even picked up. No one's touching. Wow. Someone dropped Rupe Hintz as well.
How many people are in your league?
Just 10.
Yeah.
It's a pretty shallow league, but I don't know where I heard this the other day, but it was so funny because I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. I love watching his style of podcasting. He's super excitable and aggressive, but he had a guy call in, and this team right now, it reminded me of them because he was like, I can't even it's like trying to motivate water to be wet. Like you can't. And that's basically Stars hockey in a nutshell right now. And we're all talking trash about the Stars, even the Stars fans, but give it a month. It's just like the Texas weather. It'll change in a heartbeat, and we're going to win 20 games in a row, and the Stars are going to be the top team in the NHL. We're going to be like, oh my God, Coach Rick Bowness is the smartest man in the world.
That's a really interesting take right there.
It is. That's a hot take.
He's right. You're going to bring up one guy from your taxi squad, and then you'll start winning games, and it'll be like, oh.
That's how it happened. That's how it happened last season.
It was all the long game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just wearing them down.
We got other questions in our Instagram question thing. What are you guys thinking for trade deadline predictions?
Unfortunately, I don't think the Stars are going to do anything. They're
Klinger.
I think we do. I'm more
do anything though. Like we were talking about earlier.
How do they not do anything?
I don't think you need to do anything. I think you have the pieces roster wise. I think it's just either locker room ambition or coaching or something.
And that's what's interesting because we don't have anything different coaching wise. It's nice to finally have a head coach that's going to be around for an entire season and not get fired a month and a half into the season, 2 months, and then we not know about it.
Right.
It's tough because this, exactly like you said, this is the exact same team. And it's almost like you're going to get those mid-season acquisitions when Seguin and Bishop come back. But this is something that we talked about on our new episode that dropped today. If I'm Seguin and Bishop and we're not in a playoff picture, do I want to physically risk myself for a shortened season and come back? Or do I sit out and say, I'm going to come back? Bettman, who I love to call the Hobbit, that still has the ring, apparently want us to have an 82-game season next season. So do I let those guys sit out and just completely rehab themselves 100%? You guys come back, training camp next year, we'll hit it hard. Or if you're Seguin and Bishop, do you go, okay, you know what? We're out of the playoff race, or it's looking pretty bleak, but I still want to play and I want to come back. It's very curious to see what they're going to do.
I'm very curious to see how the Penguins-Flyers game is about to end because the Flyers scored, so now they're up 4-3, and the Pens have an empty net with a minute and a half.
Flyers actually hashtagged Beer League Selly when they scored. Or not beer, or Bud Light, whatever it was. But they're attributing beer to their crushing of the Penguins once again.
Okay, it's not over. Thank you.
No, Jari had some good saves earlier. We saw that. So
yeah, but we were up 3-0 and then just clearly have not answered any goals.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because didn't they score those 3 goals in 71 seconds?
Yeah. In the first
The thing is, both the Penguins and the Flyers both have young goalies that don't have good mental stamina. So it's very easy for either of them to lose a game quickly, and which is why they're both pretty evenly matched.
But also, Carter Hart's not even in.
Oh, is it Brian Elliott?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are these the reverse retros for the Pens? No, the Pens have the reverse retros with the Pittsburgh down diagonally, right?
And have the diagonal.
These are I mean, those are definitely mustard yellow buckets.
I hate that yellow.
But I actually love those jerseys.
No,
I like the jersey.
Old yellow, like the tan.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite type of
yellow. Oh, see, I prefer the tan because I think that this yellow clashes with the Bruins yellow. I think that they're too much overlap.
I don't like any strong yellows.
But I like this jersey more than I like any Bruins yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for the right time to bring this out because it's sitting behind me. But speaking of jerseys, I always have to represent the greatest jersey of all time.
Yeah.
All hail the Mooterus.
What?
The greatest jersey.
This is the greatest jersey.
Wow,
of all
now I
time.
wish Alex was on here.
Right?
is-
Where is he?
Two Alexes that are like loyal listeners, and I tagged both of them, and we're like, "Where are you?"
Alex has, what did he say? Like 30 something?
I'm at
jerseys?
50. I think I'm at 15 right now.
Jeez.
But I found out, Jason, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, especially with like, we're getting our tax returns in and we're going to have extra cash here and there. But there is a Facebook group specifically designed to just sell jerseys for $150 and under.
They just sent that to me because there's so many jerseys I want. But
It is so dangerous.
I
Why
personally,
don't you at me in that group?
I can do that. I can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
I won't spend more than like $150 on like a personal purchase unless I absolutely need it. And so Alex sent us this website that's like a resale site, and they sell the Stars alternate jersey actually that will not go down from $225. They're like $120.
I think Mark really wants to see your jersey again.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Mark. With pleasure. All hail. Coho Classic.
Yeah.
Actually, I might.
Much better than this one.
That's a beautiful jersey. Don't you dare say that.
No, the muter.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna. This is what I'm gonna be wearing for the rest of the show.
It's just stripping on the side.
It's true.
I appreciated the Texas hockey apparel stuff though. We said we were gonna pull up. We're still gonna do it. We just haven't done it yet. We were gonna pull up their website.
I like their tweet.
Yeah. Garrett's a good guy.
Get over here.
Would
I
you-
think
Yeah.
We got to meet Garrett yesterday. Hang out with him at the Americans game. Super great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bruins fan. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, we
Should've
can. Yeah. If you hate the Mooteris jersey, what's it like to be a miserable person?
Yeah.
There are some strong opinions on the Mooteris jersey.
What's it like to be wrong?
Yeah.
that sounds like something I would say to Shannon like every episode we have when we disagree on approximately anything. I'm like, you're just false.
Right.
Do you think? I mean, I love the Stars reverse retro, so I don't know if I agree with this.
The reverse
Okay.
retro or the alternate, Chan?
Both.
No, because the
I don't like
blackout
the reverse
one.
retro, and I'll tell you why. Shannon's heard me say this many of times. The white backing around the letters
I've
is
heard this.
awful.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's on the one thing I would have changed, other than the Mooteris, of course.
I think
is-
that's just how
is
it
that
is
it's too white.
because it's the same issue with different jerseys. I think it's just how Adidas manufactures their uniforms. That any white uniform has a thinner fabric and then a thicker, overlay of the uniform or the.
But like, even if it was just like a outline of the letters, I wouldn't
It's
care.
not an outline though.
It's like a black.
It's not an outline though. It's the jersey, the white jersey itself is so thin.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. If that white on top of it from the letters was just an outline of the lettering, I wouldn't care. But it's like a block around it almost, and it's really annoying to me.
I don't know. I love that jersey. But
Shannon and I fight about jerseys and logos and colors and all this stuff. for
Say
hours.
say less.
I
Because
could do like an hour on jersey talk.
easily. You want
so it's just on logos.
Oh, we could do the same. I could do one episode on how much I think it's ridiculous that the Minnesota Wild are not honoring the fact that they don't have a history because that's not their team. The North Stars are the Dallas Stars team. That's their history. They literally have North Star banners hanging in the American Airlines Center of the retired numbers that used to play for the North Stars. Minnesota, that's not your team. The state of hockey lost its NHL team. Get over it.
Like if you're watching the game right now, the puck is right about where those North Star jerseys are. So just look right up.
Now, don't get me wrong. The Wild team looks. I mean, the Wild reverse retros look awesome.
Yes,
I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But that is not. Those are not their historically retro colors.
It was my number one retro jersey. Like that was my top retro jersey.
Really?
And, yeah, I love that one. I loved I thoroughly enjoy their logo just because of how much depth there is to it with the star in the background and everything and the wolf.
The star.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean.
People don't forget.
You know what I mean. So that's all it is. I just
Forgive but don't forget. Maybe
Yeah.
not
I love their logo, but they don't do enough. And this is where Megan and we got about an episode because we recorded all 3 of them in one night. Spoiler alert to everybody that watches, separately.
You notice we
We recorded them all in one sitting. And also to preface, we were both in like very shitty moods when we recorded
We
them.
were so cranky.
We could have done them so much better. However, we did it and we got to about the Wild, which were like middle ground, probably between 10 and 15. And I put the Wild down and I was like, well, I like this logo, it's fine, but I really hate how they apply it to jerseys. Like this logo has so much depth and so much detail, but then as soon as you put it on a fucking hunter green jersey, you lose all of that detail. It looks like a blurry bear head.
right.
Megan was like, well, that's not the logo. That's like how it's applied. So then we were like, well, what are we supposed to be like reviewing on?
That's criteria. I was like, it's not the logo's fault of the jersey stuff.
And it's not. So then I was like, well, you're right. I guess this is like my favorite logo if we're looking at it from like favorite logos, but it's applied so horribly. And so that's why I like love the reverse retro because they're really doing a good job balancing that really nice new logo with the colors of the old franchise, whether it be from Dallas or not.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I love the pants. The pants are absolutely fire.
Well, that's why I like the Stars jersey too, is because they did a whole outfit. It's not just the jersey.
Right.
That's what I like for Columbus too. Like they look fire when they have their full fit on.
And we're still waiting to see it. Fun fact: the game that they were supposed to debut, the reverse retros,
You guys were
iced out, literally. And I was in downtown, and we were going to walk to the game. Call me crazy, even though it was like -10 outside. But they didn't cancel it until, I kid you not, 40 minutes before puck drop.
So were you already walking there, or were you?
I was at a friend's apartment who did not have power, and she was like, well, I still live close enough. Like, we can all park the cars here and walk instead of trying to like pay for parking, which awesome. Let's do that. Yeah. And they canceled it the moment we were like, all right, let's go. Let's start walking. Which that was handled extremely poorly, in my opinion, just because I was ready to go. So we still have not seen the reverse retros in action, in the full white head to toe outfit.
Well, the first time they saw the Bruins reverse retros, and I know the Flyers had played in them prior, but the Bruins debuted them at Lake Tahoe, and that was like their big, I wish the jerseys were less ugly for them to debut them at Lake Tahoe, but they were fine. And so now I don't know when they're gonna. I don't know what the schedule is, but it seems like every team is doing it month by month. And I mean, I think they're trying to coordinate. So like, I know the Wild just played the Kings, and they both tried to coordinate the reverse retros for that game, and it looks incredible the way that they can do that.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The purple,
green,
that was awesome.
And it was a Saturday game, so they got a ton of views for it.
Yeah. To answer Michael's question,
jerseys are stocked too, but like their jerseys aren't stocked, so you can't buy them.
I don't want to speak for Fink or for anybody else, but no, everybody lives on this side
the classic no
on the Dallas side of the Metroplex. So the TRE
What's the TRE?
It's the Trinity Rail Express, and so it comes from Fort Worth or Tarrant County. I don't know what it comes from. Fort Worth, basically. And Fort Worth, if you've ever seen the movie The Lion King, everything that the sun touches is Dallas, and then everything that's not is Fort Worth. And Dallas doesn't like Fort Worth,
and that's why Fort Worth hates Dallas.
Is that like a controversial take?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a hot take.
That's shady. Okay.
No, but I do take the Dart in basically to every game. I typically park at the Mockingbird station and pay $2 for a Dart train ticket rather than paying $25-$30 for parking.
I'm bougie. I pay for parking, but I also live 10 minutes from the AAC, so it's really nice and convenient for me. I always told myself growing up, if I had the money and if I lived close enough, I would go to as many hockey games as I possibly could. And that happened a couple of years back when I moved closer to the city, and then I wondered why I was poor all the time, because I literally went to, I think, 30 out of the 42 home games or 41 home games that the Stars had one season, and they made the playoffs.
Clearly it was all because of you.
So
Yeah.
you're the reason they're losing.
Yeah, 100%. I have only been to one game this season, which lucky enough because we were one of 4 arenas that allowed fans, so it was definitely an experience. But yeah, I guess this is my fault. This is all my fault. I should have been in the bubble with the team.
I will say, like, good for you all for commuting in and driving in and paying for parking, because I'm doing everything I physically can to not drive there so that I can drink there and then figure out my way home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm more of a
typically
get
what I
drunk
do.
and figure it out later type of vibe. But I mean, also, I've never lived in the city of my team. Like I'm a Penguins fan. I've never when I was in DC, I would take an Uber, or I would take the metro there, and I would Uber
metro
home.
there. It's right next to the metro, which is
It's
actually
above it.
like if you go to
But then it's like in
football.
New York, I take the subway, obviously, to MSG. I take like the train to the Prudential Center if I'm going to the Devils with like my mom or something. But it's like, I don't think I've ever really had a reason to drive to a hockey game.
Well, it's funny too. I mean, if you think about it, here in Texas, everything is so spread out that you kind of
like
have
LA.
to. Yeah. I mean, it's just you have to drive to places.
Yeah.
Like even if you want to take the train or the dart rail, you still have to drive to the park and ride. So you're always in a car for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That's kind of like, that's how I am here. So like I have been in LA for 6 months, but I'm going back in less than 2 weeks, like a week and a half. Going back to the East Coast where I belong. And you can't get anywhere here without a car. Like my car shipped last weekend, so I am like stranded in my apartment when my roommate's at work. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like I've always felt like I belong in the East Coast, specifically Boston. I love the city of Boston. That's not just because I'm on the show with someone from Boston. That's like
I
a
mean, I've
legitimate.
never lived there, so it's like, I mean, I lived like half an hour south, but I never lived like in Boston, like proper, for lack of a better term.
I've only been to Boston for 18 hours.
Was it not one of the best?
It was on a work trip. I like flew in the morning and I flew out.
Logan's not the place to spend your 18 hours.
It's fine.
Ooh, Patrick said the trick is to park at happiest hour where the valet is free.
Yeah, Patrick he's ghost riding the whip, so to speak, right now. So he's like our little lord. He's always watching.
That's true.
How creepy.
He's our producer and our social watcher of all things.
I want to say
we need a producer real bad.
Shannon and I are the worst, like have the worst situation right now to be hosting a new podcast. We both work full-time jobs. We're both in grad school after hours.
Ooh.
And then we're trying to do this. And it's just.
But it's like doing really well. So it's not like we're just going to,
stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, duh. I have a midterm due Sunday at midnight that I haven't even started.
Oof. Yeah,
I want to let you know that Dallas, we're 10 minutes into the second period and Dallas has hit double-digit shots.
Yes.
So that's awesome. The Blue Jackets
I've never been prouder.
I will say this: the Stars look like they are skating much more confidently in this period than they did last period. Not saying that they didn't skate well. I think the Stars played one of their best games against the Lightning on Tuesday. It's just extremely unfortunate because they were playing against Vasilevsky, who is just a brick wall right now, which is not to be surprising. He's always a brick wall. So they just happened to run into the hottest goalie at his peak performance. The Stars are skating much more confidently than they were when they returned from it's so funny not funny because people like lost a lot because of the storm, but they stopped playing ice hockey because of the ice. And so they looked tired when they came back. It was embarrassing, to be completely honest. And they also played the Florida Panthers, who for some reason have decided they wanted to be one of the hottest teams in the NHL.
Yeah, they decided to show up this season. They were like, I want a chance, please.
And what's crazy is if you remember how their season started, it was with Yandel being questioned if he was going to be benched or not, and his Ironman streak was going to go away. And he was like, well, then you can just trade me, to coming back, getting the start game 1, scoring a goal and getting an assist. And now he's just like had one of the best season starts that he's had since he's come into the NHL.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Florida's going to do great. And then they've got a goalie who they're paying $850,000 a year in Dreiger to basically do better than, the $10.5 million goalie. It's absurd. Brought to you by Discover Card, Central Division.
I want to say
Brought to you by Discover.
before Meg lets time sweep it under the rug, I want to let you all know that the Penguins lost in overtime to the Flyers.
No.
It was overtime, yeah?
Regular time.
It was regular.
Yeah,
lost. Excuse me, we lost in regular time.
You're gonna call me out.
You get no points.
I was about to give you the benefit of a point just because I'm on mute, so I can't hear. But no, I guess you don't want that fake point.
Also, in that group that I told you about, the jerseys for under 150, someone found an entire rack of the Washington Capitals reverse retro jerseys, and they were like, we'll pick them up and ship them to you a couple of days ago. And I instantly thought of you guys because I know that you guys have been like looking literally high and low for these jerseys.
That was this is like a lot of like personal information, but my boyfriend and I have like our Christmas anniversary and like a birthday all in like 3 weeks. And so all I wanted in those 3 holidays was a reverse retro from the Capitals. And he was like, all right, I'll just go down to Capital One because it's like 3 metro stops away. And he was like, I'll just go down there and grab one. And I was like, okay, sure. But then
that's really wholesome, Kevin. You think that?
Well, he didn't even know. So he didn't even know that they were going to be sold out. He was like, okay, but then like the riots at the Capitol happened and we couldn't for a month. And then he was like, so do they have them in stock? And I was like, I don't know, you'll have to look. And he was like, okay. And then like the inauguration happened and we couldn't leave for 5 more days. And then I was like, they're for sure not in stock anymore. And he was like, what if I call? And I was like, don't even bother calling. Like they're not there anymore.
I ended up doing what I did instead.
Like, look at them all. Look at them.
Add us to this group.
Apparently, it's at the practice rink for the Capitals team store.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that.
They have a store. They have a pretty decent store there.
Yeah. Here, I will. Yeah, I'll have to add you guys to it. It is such a dangerous group. Yeah, it's such a dangerous group to be a part of.
I want to know what's dangerous to be a part of? My tax return. I got my return in my bank account, and now my taxes are finally done. New Jersey bankrupted me, and New York gave me some back. But, the federal government helped. And I, told Shannon, I was like, you know what? I got my tax return. It was pretty good this year. I'm going to buy a jersey. Mm-hmm. I come out of this day. I ordered a T-shirt from our sponsor, Pure Hockey, and 2 jerseys.
Ooh.
But they were all.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm just going to buy.
I got both of them. Hey. For under $150 combined.
Really? Okay, so one has to ask, what jerseys are they?
Okay, so this kind of explains it.
No, you got a reverse retro.
Oh, I haven't actually announced which ones they were because I was just going to post them.
Oh, is this like an official announcement?
No, not really. I don't mind. I don't care.
We should do our giveaway at some point.
Okay, we'll do our giveaway at the end of this period, 7 minutes.
Okay.
8 minutes.
Yes.
Tweet that. But
market.
Yeah, so I got a Rangers reverse retro because as a New Yorker, that one's really cool with
the Lady Liberty, yeah. Those
so
are
that
sick.
I really love as a New Yorker. So I got that one without a name. Neither of these had names, which helps a lot.
Absolutely.
It's
resale value.
For that, I like the team and the city more than a human. And then I got a white Devils jersey because I've become close with the Devil.
Every time I think of the Devils, I think
metaphorical
of
Devil as well as the mascot.
Okay.
But yeah. And then, I grew up in Jersey. That's realistically should be my team.
I love seeing the people that have been finding here recently. We're both watching the game right now.
Oh.
The Stars just went on a power play. Looks like I think it was a high stick against Jones.
I got your game.
Okay, perfect. But yeah,
Jones from Dallas, by the way.
TJ Maxx, Ross, all those stores. People are finding practice jerseys and like team jerseys at these stores. I found one. I found a goalie cut Dallas Stars practice jersey for $16.99. We bought all 3 that they had. They're going for $175 on eBay. It's insane.
When I worked at well over a decade ago now, I worked at like a Reebok store when I was in high school, and they had all of the camo practice jerseys on like clearance. Mm-hmm. So the camo Bruins jersey I got for like $20, and it still fits perfectly. It's like nice and like it's perfect. And I'm like, this could sell. Like if I were to resell it, I could get like $180 for it.
Oh, easily,
without question.
And people don't understand I don't think people understand, especially outside of the sport, the obsession with jerseys.
Oh yeah.
And just how awesome it is to find like the grail, like that Roussel jersey. The Roussel jersey behind me is my grail, but I wanted the black one. I've looked for it for 3 years. This is the first one I've ever seen on eBay, and I was like, buy now, not even a question.
Well, so Megan was like, she had her I haven't done my taxes yet, so that's like
I did my taxes the day I got my W-2.
Same.
Did her taxes, and I was like, well, I don't have like play money right now. Like we're moving in September. I need to save money for furniture or whatever. But like,
if I am moving.
But you don't have
multiple times.
But you don't have more square footage to fill. You're moving from New York to LA. Like you're not gaining square footage.
Well, I also have my entire New York apartment basically boxed up in my parents' basement right now.
So I have to like save for furniture or whatever. But if I saw a Capitals reverse retro somewhere, like all hope is lost. Like I am purchasing that jersey without question, because now at this point, like we cover all NHL teams. And there are about 2 jerseys that I care about, and it's the neon Dallas Stars jersey and the reverse retro Capitals jersey. And then I really, really want the Mighty Ducks jersey. Yep. That's not going anywhere. Like that one is
that one's not exactly flying off the shelf.
Maybe we can get Patrick to wear his on camera too.
Yeah, Patrick does own the Rupe Hintz blackout neon Dallas Stars jersey.
We love that jersey so much, and I started tweeting at Dallas every day. We got the attention a victory green, but I forgot one day to tweet, and I was like, well, this died. But
don't let it die. Bring it back. I missed one day. I've been tweeting Paul Bissonnette, Biz Nasty. I'm on day 8 or day 9.
Dude, I thought we hit double digits today.
I think tomorrow is double digits.
All I wanted was for Char to stay with the Bruins, and now I have a Capitals Char t-shirt. So.
You're welcome.
Respect. What I was going to say, I wanted to comment on what Michael said, because I had a very dangerous situation last night. He said that the one thing that minor league teams do better than the AHL teams is the jerseys. Not this most recent today, but
I was going to recommend this as an episode actually for Meg, and I just hadn't gotten to it yet. I spent a whole night a couple weeks ago, because my boyfriend is obsessed with Star Wars, and they do that whole Star Wars night in the AHL.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is the exact example of how professional teams are not taking advantage of jersey design. Like there is absolutely no reason you can't make your jerseys cooler when this is happening.
I think some of and here's the thing that bothers me.
I'm going to try.
This is something that happened last night. The Allen Americans have like multiple promo nights. The Stars also failed to score a goal in their power play. Surprise, surprise.
But it looked good.
It looked great.
Yeah,
but
strong.
Minus the scoring.
The Americans had, I think, the Texas Independence Day was on Tuesday. So last night was the Independence Day flag, Texas flag. So it's basically a star.
You have an Independence Day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are you independent from?
Mexico.
America.
They're still a little bit Confederate thing.
The Texan. It's a wild nation that we have here.
I feel like last week should have proven that independence might not be
Look,
the
there's a
answer.
San Antonio Rampage Star Wars one right there. That thing is absolutely
Whoa.
sick.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
But the Americans had a special night where they did the Texas flag from the independence, where it was like a white star and it spelled Texas around the star in each little a little crease. But
Cringe.
unfortunately, I also got my tax return and they were like, we're bidding the jerseys off at the end of the game.
Yeah, they don't sell these. They only bid them.
And and I was like, I have to get my hands on one of these jerseys. The most obscure player, the starting bid was $250, and we are talking about within 3 minutes of it going live, some of these jerseys were up into like $500 and $600, and people were still bidding.
I wanted to get one of those goals jerseys. I really liked that specific design, and I went to go buy it, and it was like $1,000. And I was like, if I'm not buying a Stars jersey, like a literal Stars jersey for $250, I'm not buying this AHL jersey for $1,000.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah.
If I were to have some like whatever bidding for either an old like really cool Lemieux or a Fleury, I'd go for the 600 on it. If it had to be like super cool and like signed, I'd do it.
I think
that's about me with like Madonna jersey or something like that.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that with a Madonna jersey. Possibly, I don't know, outside of Madonna, when it comes to the Stars, I feel like I've got the jerseys that I want right now. I will have to say the one that I could see myself spending a ton of money on would be a Blasty Calgary Flames retro Jerome McGinley jersey.
I would love a Jerome McGinley jersey.
Yeah. Fun fact, I'm sure you guys know this, but Jerome McGinley was a Dallas Star. That's where he was drafted.
Oh, again.
And he was actually traded for Joe Nieuwendyk, who ended up helping the Stars win a Stanley Cup. But there are some pretty cool pictures of Jerome McGinley sitting in a Dallas Star jersey that he was drafted to. That being said, I would be one of those assholes that would get like a custom-made Jerome McGinley Stars jersey from like 1994. Yeah.
Ooh, I have a USA Madonna jersey bobblehead.
Of course you do. You have basically the entire city of Dallas on your shelf behind you.
It's true, I do. No, the
I
Dallas.
respect that. I like that.
Though.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I kind of want a cool
hat.
like Olympics jersey from the next one. But I'm that person, which like people are gonna hate this, and I say this a lot. Well, not a lot, but I get hated for it. I in the Olympics cheer for Canada for hockey.
No, I said that before. Well, except for this year with the World Juniors.
Yeah. I think we talked about it like last week or something, and I said that, and someone like was being shady about it.
Well, no, it's because generally more of my favorite players.
Yeah, like more of the guys I care about are on the Canadian team.
Mm.
So I'm not just going to cheer for the U.S. for the sake of being from here. Like that goes against most of my hockey like dedication.
That's fair. I will say this past World Juniors was a perfect primer to get ready for the NHL season because I unfortunately started the year off hot with COVID. So I was shacked up in bed and was watching on my laptop, but like I was in bed with COVID going nuts watching the World Juniors. That gold medal game was insane.
Riveting.
Watching Trevor Zegras play that well and seeing him finally make it to the show, which he should have started with the Ducks. The fact that I like an Anaheim Duck breaks my heart. I love Zegras. I think he is the future. And the fact that he tried to score his first regulation NHL goal with the Michigan, are you kidding me?
Imagine if Binnington was in goal when he did that after Binnington's 3 out. Like,
okay, now I have to ask, who are your most hated players that are active right now? Because what up, Binnington? You're in the top 3 for me.
It's not Binnington, even though he beat the Bruins in a Stanley Cup. I think he's a fine goalie. I don't think a goalie should ever be in your top 3 most hated.
Easy. Binnington, definitely.
They've got a tough jersey.
I was saying, I'll put a goalie in there.
Who's yours, Meg?
Oh,
Tristan Chari. My active goalie.
Oh, that's fair. Well, it looks like the Blue Jackets have broken the seal to no one's surprise. The Stars are just such a piss poor team right now. And that was such a weird goal.
Yep.
I thought
What
that
an
was
angle.
good.
What an angle.
It's falling.
Yeah, like that was almost like behind the net.
Yeah, it was
Ooh,
weird angles.
Bruins fan said Ryan O'Reilly is one of his most hated.
Yeah.
I can.
Absolutely.
That name just irritated me when you said it.
You know who another name that irritates Stars fans because he haunts their dreams because he won basically 2 Stanley Cups against the Stars or from the Stars. That would be Fat Maroon.
Yeah.
He literally was the reason. Well, not the reason, but he was on the Blues whenever they eliminated the Stars, and then the next year he was on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Honestly, like Taves is a fine player, but he bugs the crap. I was gonna say the F word, and I'm not gonna because let's
The kids.
Get the fuck out of it.
fuck out of me because right when I started to like hockey, it was like a year or two before I missed the 2011 Stanley Cup win from the Bruins, and then like a year and a half after I really started getting into it, and they played the Blackhawks, which was right when Kane and Taves really had their shit together. I don't understand what they're both with the Blackhawks still, but every time I hear someone say like, "Oh, Taves is out for the Blackhawks," like they'll be good as soon as Taves gets back, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding? Like, shut up!"
Yeah. I
There's a
feel
lot of
like
basic comments of Ryan Reeves, which like I'll hop on board for that.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reeves is the worst.
I actually like Ryan Reeves.
You would.
I do.
No.
I crave violence.
I hate Chris
I'll-
Letang too, but Megan's gonna yell at me for that.
What?
I hate Chris Letang.
Chloe
Fine.
said that it's hockey, so she can hear bad words.
Thank you, Chloe.
Good.
I will
I
say
can't censor myself.
PK
I'll throw Cody Cece in
PK
there.
Subban, yeah.
PK
He's
Subban.
been
Patrick Kane.
for
Is-
real here, too.
PK Subban is the worst of the worst
Now-
because
and
he'll
now-
try to fight, but then he's a coward. He literally wants to like pretend that he wants to fight until it's time to drop the gloves, and he's like, "I gotta go. Sorry, my dad said I gotta come back to the bench, so I can't fight. Sorry."
So I gotta go home.
That's why I like Ryan
Listen,
Reeves
man.
because if Ryan Reeves wants to fight, he's gonna fight. If PK Subban
Oh,
wants to
yeah.
fight, he gotta go back to the bench. His dad said he can't play no more.
You gotta go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, my dad said dad said that
There's a
he
car
can,
coming. I gotta go.
Yeah, he can drop me off, but your mom has to take us home.
Curious, Megan, how you feel about Phil Kessel now that he's off the Penguins?
The thrill.
Okay, let me tell you about my thoughts on Phil Kessel. I don't give a shit about him as a player.
Okay.
The one thing I get from him is pure joy and entertainment from watching him go over the boards.
He's
Oh yeah, we've talked about that.
Yes.
He can't do it. It's like a waddling, like limp animal.
that's fair. But what's funny about Phil Kessel is he is the physical example of peak performance.
Except for
man-
going over the boards.
Except for going over the boards. He loves hot dogs. I'm not sure if I don't know if you guys have heard the story, but he used to put Pepsi in his Gatorade squirt bottles on the bench. This is not a
That
joke.
doesn't surprise me one bit.
I don't drink like I'm just like picturing chugging soda at that rate. Like,
Yeah. I'm sorry. Chloe's defending PK's honor and saying that he's really nice and that that he showed her around the Nashville locker room.
I'm sure he's a very good guy. Like,
I was going to say off the ice, I think PK is an insanely fantastic ambassador for the game. Obviously, with it becoming more and more exclusive for people, I want people like PK to step up. But the moment that he steps on the ice, I hate him more than anything in the world, Ron. And that is all I have to say about that.
As this night goes on, I'm like laying down more in this chair, and I'm just now laying within my plant.
It's so you're disguising one as the plant, and I respect that.
One thing really quick, back to Kessel. There... Sorry.
no, I appreciate it.
I was
Please.
just thinking about this. So on Sundays, there used to be a good drop-in Euless. We would go skate it all the time. It's like the Sunday morning Euless one. My buddy Mike hates it because it's like super early on a Sunday after we've all been drinking and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, there is some Kessel family in Dallas, and they play out at Euless on Sunday mornings. So, all that to say is I've scored a goal against some of the Kessel family.
Okay, that was a humble
My
brag.
cousin,
I want that. I need that.
My cousin, when he was a kid, beat Michael Phelps in like a small town like swim competition. That's our claim to above par athletics.
I don't really have one. It's this podcast. That's pretty much all we have. Real quick, the period is over. The stars are down, and we are so used to it that it does not even affect us anymore.
It's so sad.
It really is.
Let me know what I think it's time for. I think it's time for a giveaway.
Oh yeah, go for that while I pull up the scores.
Oh, you can do that first.
No, okay. So the Flyers beat the Penguins 4-3. The Panthers and the Predators are 4-3 respectively with 18 minutes left. That's crazy. The Panthers should be winning more. Well, speaking of should be winning more, the Lightning and the Blackhawks are tied in the third period with 13 minutes left. Like we just said,
That kind of makes me happy.
Stars are 1-0 at the end of the second. This is sad. The Flames and the Senators, it's 4-1 Flames at the end of the first. But they have been going back and forth like a fencing match.
What? That is wild. Didn't the Flames get, no pun intended, torched the other night?
Back and forth. So it was 6-1 Flames. Then it was like 5-1 Senators. And now it's 4-1. But it's only the start of the second. So there's time. And then at 10 p.m., we have the Maple Leafs and the Canucks, which I love Braden Holtby as someone that's from D.C.
Mm-hmm.
But those poor Canucks. Like,
I feel the same way because that's who Roussel plays for now. And so I've taken the liking to him. And they were so fun to watch last season, especially in the playoffs. With Markstrom, who obviously earned himself a nice little contract, with Vancouver, playing with Calgary the way he did. I thought he was going to solve their problems, to be completely honest, in Vancouver. I'm sorry, he went to Calgary. That being said, I just feel bad. They've just like completely fallen apart.
Yeah, and I just Googled it, and Holtby's contract is 2 years. So it's not even like after this year, unless he requests a trade, it's not like he can,
Well, they can leave him unprotected.
Yeah, okay. Since you brought that up, or actually, if you want to do the giveaway first, and then I can ask you this. What's up?
Yeah, well, did you guys tweet the graphic?
We did. We kind of figured that you guys were just going to get like retweeted to high heaven, so we're more than happy if you guys want to
us.
Yeah.
And then got 10 retweets on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then our tweet had 50 retweets.
Yeah, we're trying to get good at the whole retweet game. We also
quite frankly, we appreciate the Hockey Pod Network that you guys are a part of. You guys do awesome giveaways, and you guys have great ideas for that. And we're trying to figure out how to get more into that game. Like, we have tried to do giveaways quite a few times now, and we just haven't figured out what the best way to do it is. So that was a really great idea that we tried to use from your jersey giveaway.
Throw some secret words. That's what we did for one of our podcasts.
That's smart.
Yeah. So we teased at the beginning of the episode that you had to listen to the whole episode because we were going to give away a code word, and you had to DM us the code word because that let us know that you at least fast forwarded and had to find it.
They say there's 2 questions that you can get like an automatic 20 points if you listen to the podcast associated with the bar trivia I do. So.
Yeah. The word was pumpernickel. I don't know where that came from, but we had a winner. They sent it to us. But yeah, I mean, any way you want to do it, it's fun to kind of.
No, I love that. I'm gonna write that down. Actually.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to do the giveaway, you guys are welcome to pick. I know just getting the word out for Texas Hockey Apparel and Garrett, the work that they've been doing is awesome. They
You pull up their website now. I was excited to show everyone that was watching what they have to offer, just because first of all, their website's built super well.
Some of these silly people who like retweet don't follow us, so they automatically don't get to win.
That's harsh.
What a shame.
So their website is like awesome. I loved it to begin with.
Yeah, they just redid their website a couple of weeks ago, and he was super pumped to let everyone know about it. I will say that
what I want this right
out of the top 3, between the show, we all own 3 of those things.
Yep.
I'm gonna do like fat damage to my card in like the next hour. Like
for sure. I highly recommend it. I have the green sweatshirt and the quarter sleeve. The white sweatshirt with the green and black. That's my favorite. Jason has the black sleeved sweatshirt, and he says it's the smoothest, most comfortable sweatshirt he's ever owned.
Well, so part of me, because I know you are trying to get stuff for the wall. Part of me was like, oh, well, like these flags are like,
and they're not expensive because like those flags can go for like $30 or $40 on most websites. So the fact that he's only selling it for like 25 is awesome.
But Shannon and I are both trying to build out a cave wherever we end up moving, because we're both going to end up moving in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like so many thoughts about what we're going to end up doing with like our spaces.
I'm very lucky, not lucky because my room, I'm able to turn it into a cave. But that's also because I can't find love and don't have a person to share the room with.
You sound
Shannon over here and her boyfriend are doing like cute shit with jersey numbers, and I also can't find love, so I find love in my jerseys, and I'll just like make a really pretty wall.
Oh my god, no, I told him that I wanted to do hockey jerseys and not anything else, and he was like, I don't care about hockey. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not buying. Well, because we were going to do this thing where it was like our anniversary in jerseys and frame them and put them on the wall in whatever our like recreational basement area would be, which is probably where I would record a podcast. And he was like, well, why don't we do like football jerseys? And I was like, I host a hockey podcast.
Right. Doesn't work.
It's not like we're not football fans, but
no, I love football, but like
I think what would be cool is if you did like the month in a hockey jersey and like the day in a football jersey.
Yeah, it'll probably end up being a mixture, especially, I don't know. It'll be like whenever I get bored one day and just like am on that resale website. Like,
that's fair.
Just do it for your taxes next year.
Oh my god, I have to do my taxes.
Shannon, guys, this is becoming a tax podcast. Everyone do your taxes.
Yes.
It took me less than an hour on TurboTax, and the government and New York both had to send me a fat check, whereas New Jersey
an hour
bankrupt. Yeah.
TurboTax is easy.
Use
promo code TPHN.
For TurboTax.
Yeah, TurboTax should sponsor me.
Yeah. Hey, at TurboTax, hit us up.
Mid-intermission report. I don't know. But I'll call this out right now. Whoever is listening, if you haven't retweeted and followed our Twitter, I'll give you like another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to pick someone.
Yeah. They have to be in a group.
What?
They have to be in, or I'm sorry, I'm trying to share 2 groups. They have to be in the live when we announce it.
Do they?
Well, it narrows it down for you picking.
Well, or I can just like DM the person.
I mean, then it makes it harder for you to pick, but like, go for it.
No, I'll be good.
I want to jump back. You had asked a question, or I wanted to ask a question because you brought up the expansion and making people available for your respective teams. Who do you think is going to be the one that gets picked?
That's a
really interesting question for the Pens right now, since we have a new GM. Because the questions people keep asking are like, is Crosby, Malkin, Letang not going to still be that little trio of these vets? So if
Right.
any one of them turns up unprotected, I think they're going. But it comes to like, it depends what Hextall wants to do.
I think it's funny too, because if you think about the last time the Pens offered up someone, I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I don't know if you know him, Megan.
But that also brings up an interesting point for the Golden Knights. Because
why? They don't have to give anyone.
Oh, that's right, because they're still a new team. Those cheeky slags.
I said that though. I wouldn't mind if Fleury went, if they like were participating. But apparently there was a conversation between Fleury and someone in the Vegas organization that was like, you will retire a Vegas Golden Knight if you want to.
That's wild.
Yeah. That was like, I saw that got posted like a week or two ago, or like last week sometime, or maybe earlier this week. But yeah, interesting take.
Okay, that being said, what about Shannon for Boston? Who do you see the one being the Bruin to make their way over to Seattle?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I
was finishing a post. So I think that the Bruins are in an awkward place because they can't make any of those decisions until they decide if they're going to do something or nothing at the trade deadline. And so part of me wants to prioritize the trade deadline and say they need to dump DeBrusk and like one other guy for a good impact player. Right now, I've seen a couple rumors that they're looking for, Eichel, maybe a couple of those people.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
I saw a rumor that they can't get Eichel unless they give up Pasternak, which is just like a foolish headline. Like
Pasternak is attached to every rumor right now.
What?
Like he's attached to every trade rumor right now.
I don't understand why, because the Bruins are
I don't get it.
Literally never going to trade him.
Yeah. Well,
but then they also say they're going to potentially trade McAvoy, which is much more realistic. However, would be a huge hit to the already lucky blue line they've built. Like they did not deserve the semi-stable blue line they have right now. We all thought that as soon as they lost Krug and Chara, they were going to be absolutely screwed. And somehow they have made it out alive in a sense that they can probably contend if they get one more piece or they figure out some sort of consistency. And they're like, oh, what if we trade McAvoy, who is the only leader on the blue line right now besides Carlos, sort of? Like, no, that is not your answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think Garage Beers is onto something with Fleury. It's kind of what I was saying about Klingberg a couple episodes ago, about maybe his time in Dallas has kind of run its course, and maybe Seattle's something up for him. So I don't know.
Yeah, the Stars are in a really awkward position because you have guys like Klingberg who have contracts expiring coming up. I don't know. It's for the Stars. It was a big concern that Dobby was going to be the one that got picked off. But now he's not playing his best. It's not all his fault. He does not have a strong blue line in front of him right now for whatever reason, even though it's essentially the same exact blue line he had last season with the subtraction of Johns. But then Dreiger is over in Florida playing his heart out for $850,000 a year. That's going to be super attractive to a team like Seattle. And there's no way that they're not going to – I mean, because I think
there's so many goaltending options right now because there's so many young goalies who are really proving themselves that are like doing better than a lot of the vets we've had around for a while. That like getting a young goaltending group in there might be a good choice to kind of take them in and build them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It excites me because I obviously want to see the league grow. I don't know how I'm going to feel. It's so funny because and I don't know how you guys felt about this, Jason, you included, when Vegas came on the scene and they went to the Stanley Cup, I was all for it. Now I fucking hate that team. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like their fan base annoys the hell out of me because they act holier than thou, and I'm like, you guys have no idea.
But I loved them when they came on. Now I'm like lukewarm. I'm like, whatever.
Right. The newness is. I'm already a Kraken fan. Like, let's go.
Same. I want to see the Kraken succeed. I want to hear Christopher Walken talk about the Kraken. I think him commentating would be hilarious because I just want to hear him say Kraken a bunch.
Wow, John Klingberg.
Yeah,
up to the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Can't believe it.
It's a
my wife is listening. She hates Mike Walken. The Christopher Walken impression.
She's probably pissed off in the other room, turning the stream off.
Shut up, Jason.
My thing with Vegas is I became like a pseudo fan because of Fleury. So like I want the best for him. So I want him to get a cup in Vegas. But like you get to a point where like, are they still going to have a chance? Like, has it kind of, yeah, they're a good team, but they're never going to be that team. Like, it's a solid question in there. But I like, granted, I don't really know their fan base very well, and I don't really interact with it much because like I'm not like as for the team as I'm just for Marc-Andre Fleury. Mm-hmm. But like everyone's been saying lately that their fans suck.
Well, yeah, that's not a new take for.
That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. They're and I don't know any Vegas fans personally. So if any Vegas fans are listening and this offends them, get over it because you've had nothing but success as a franchise and you've been around for 3 years. Like you have no. Offensive. Yeah, but you have no right to be like in a way where you have some kind of hubris about you because you've been around for 3 years.
I've been a Knights fan since day one.
Yeah. Okay. Day one was 2018.
Day one was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm excited. Seattle is an extremely passionate town for sports, and I think they've gotten a really bad way of things because of the
way about Vegas too. Like it has been nothing but successful with both the way the Raiders have transferred this year, and then now they're looking at doing. Obviously, the NBA is all about bringing the Sonics back, which like whatever. But they're trying to do a 2-team expansion and not just a 1-team expansion. So they're looking at Vegas and Seattle, from what I understand, which I actually really like because obviously everyone's like, you know, obsessed with bringing the Sonics back, and I'm like lukewarm. Like I think it's just like it's not going to do a ton besides, you know, they get them money for a couple of years. Based off of, you know, the old franchise. But I think Vegas has shown themselves, especially with the Golden Knights, that first franchise right there was incredible. And I think it's different between moving the Raiders there and starting a new team and showing that there is a viable fan base that can really, you know, hop right on.
Yeah. And I think we were saying, like, with the success of Vegas, I think it puts a lot of pressure on Seattle to do the same.
Yeah.
Like one of our friends who was kind of bitter, to say the least, about the way these expansions went because so many other teams didn't get to do it this way.
Right.
Yeah, it's unfair, but it also like kind of sets a new precedent then where if you get to pick this way, you better be creating your best team and you better compete.
I mean, it's essentially doing what every NHL video game player does every single time they start a team. Like they pick what they think is the best team, and they've got the cream of the crop as the players. So I think a lot of it comes down to your front office.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the way Vegas built that front office, which still kind of weird that Gallant got the axe. And it makes me curious what really happened with him, because in my opinion, he should have been picked up by one of these teams looking for a head coach. The fact that he still doesn't have a job blows my mind.
Yeah.
And Columbus is up 2-0. That's going to be pretty much a wrap on the Stars game because they showed a stat just before the period where the Blue Jackets are 5-0 this season after leading after 2, and the Stars are 0-5 and 1 after being behind. This team is just floundering at this point in Dallas. They can't buy a goal to save their life. Anton Khudobin can only do so much between the pipes, but when you have a defensive breakdown like you do, Hanley it looks like he was the one on defense. He's a back and forth on your taxi squad, so there's a good reason that he's on your taxi squad. He shouldn't even be playing right now, to be completely honest. Right. This team is just literally folding in front of our eyes. So, yeah. Dallas.
Stars.
Yeah.
I have to go back to a comment for Jeaner. Is that right? Jeaner61. That Vegas atmosphere is absolutely cool. My wife and I, we went down to Vegas and went near the T-Mobile Center. And that whole production out there it's one of the coolest things ever.
That's
like
one
Vegas
thing
does it big though.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm really upset about. While I was out here, I really wanted to go to Vegas, which, like, granted, I knew it wasn't going to be the same as, like, normal Vegas because I've never been, which, like, I feel like at 25, I should have gone to Vegas at least once by now. But it's one of those things where it's like, I really wish I could have gone to a hockey game, but it's just like fans weren't allowed early enough for me to like make it happen, which is a bummer, but like, that's definitely on my bucket list. I want to get to the Fortress.
Yeah, same for sure. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video of the AHL, the Henderson Silver Knights, how they have a guy come out with like this foghorn and he announces the goal in like the old Victorian, like number 14. It's so cheesy, but it works. And
I didn't know if that was an all the time thing because I saw that in the video once and I was like, oh, that must have been something funny. But
I thought it was hilarious. I'm definitely a fan of kind of their whole. I'm just a fan of AHL hockey in general, any minor league hockey. But yeah, seeing them like really like embrace their fandom is hilarious.
Right here, a bad take. He is one of my favorite. Chance is his name, but he's one of my favorite mascots.
What is he? Oh, and the Stars are now down 3-0. They have completely unraveled.
On that note, let's do the giveaway.
Please, anything. Oh, man. I think the next thing we're going to give away is our head coach.
We'll get into all that more. But guys, we're going to pick our winner, someone who retweeted, follows both of us, and has been really active tonight in the comments. We love the support. Michael, you're hearing this. You are our winner tonight.
Hell yeah.
Shannon and I on Twitter, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
To send us a DM there.
For sure.
Super excited for you. So hope you enjoy your gifties.
Yeah, if we can get
gifties.
We can get like, I don't know, 10 more viewers right now. We'll probably, Meg and I can talk about some of the things we have coming up. 10 more viewers. Give us some retweets.
Yeah, get more.
Retweet this.
Retweet everything. We live on
retweet like the Columbus Blue Jackets are scoring on the Stars, just nonstop.
Speaking of our CBJ friend who just rolled up in our comments.
Hello.
Yeah, Alex just showed up down there.
I don't want to talk about it.
Right. I think Eddie's got to go about Clardy. But yeah, Bones is going to be our coach for a while. So
that's nice to have, though. It's nice to have that consistency. Ooh, John's here. What up, dude? If you guys don't know John's a great human to know. Super helpful. Just like a great hockey dude. Also a Boston guy, but, we forgive.
He is a Bruins fan. Looks like everyone's rolling up right as the game's about to end. You said the game's about to end? There's 15 minutes left in this period.
It's over. Like they're like the Stars won't come back.
Just like Alex, he's like, they're down.
Alex calls games with like a period left.
Oh,
I just
got a deflection there, but we didn't.
I know this team too well, and they've hurt me so much that you just understand. But the Allen Americans are doing well, so we got that going for us.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we're starting to get into minor league teams, but it's harder, virtually to cover those.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's hard to stream any of those games. I think I can't remember exactly who is the one that oversees all that, but I don't know if this full disclosure, Dallas, and then not just Dallas, actually it might just be Dallas. I'm not sure exactly how the markets work, but the Sinclair broadcast company has been in a tiff with the streaming services. Yeah. So the Stars, you can't watch them on local television here.
So it's interesting you say that. I work in broadcast television.
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of issues going on with a lot of the TV providers right now. And that is, you are not the only ones.
It's bad. I know Colorado, didn't they go through the same thing last season with their network? So that being said, I am watching this game legally.
Yeah, we watch everything legally, duh.
Legally. NHL66.ir legally.
No, but we did have a problem.
Whoa.
So we recorded an entire episode about what NHL TV is doing, what the NBC Sports shutdown, blah, blah, blah. And then I tried to promote it because I promote like once every 5 episodes. Like I'll just like throw my own money to it and just to get like more views and more exposure. And they said no because it had NHL TV in it and they wouldn't let me promote it. And they were like, you can throw this to anything else, but like not this episode. And I was like, all right. So
we get shady.
And what bothers me about the NHL is how inclusive they're trying to be with their content.
Yeah.
It's really dumb because if they want to grow the sport, don't try and sue small time, like if essentially right now we're small time podcasts, right? Like we get a couple hundred listeners an episode. We're not here to take down the NHL and Gary Bettman, but if they see anything NHL related, they've apparently got like a legal team of 1,000 people just scouring the internet daily going, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like I've got a friend that is a great photographer and they have taken hundreds, if not thousands of amazing pictures of the Stars. And I take care of them because, it's not cheap to own those cameras and keep them up, but I have to like secretly give them a couple bucks under the table because if the NHL finds out I'm Venmoing somebody for pictures, they can technically say, you can't do that. That's illegal. And it's like, well, that person took the pictures with their camera and put themselves at risk, like being that close to the ice and sticking their lens through the camera holes. Like, shut up. NHL's mean.
no, it's I think your third bro has entered.
Oh, does he have the jersey on? Oh, he has the jersey on. Hey, he's got the jersey on.
Can you show it more in full? I gotta see this.
The fact that the Stars are so well represented in 3 different jerseys, but we're doing dog shit is hilarious to me.
One jersey per goal.
Yeah.
Got the Roque hands.
Yeah, he was repping out on the side of a mountain in Colorado not too long ago.
I sure was.
Yeah, I just actually a year ago today I was in Park City and we spent the whole week skiing in hockey uniforms, and so this morning a picture came up of me like in the mountains in my Bruins uniform, and I was like, well, fuck my life. Like not doing that anymore.
I know. I kind of wish I like had reasons to do that this year. Like I would have like historically worn it when it was cold, like on like a hike or something when it's still cold. But like here, like yesterday was like the coldest day we've had in 6 months, and it was like 50.
Oof.
Must be nice.
Oh, shout out to the Garage Beers podcast on Belly Up Network. I didn't realize that they were big on the AHL, but we talked about the Monsters AHL uniforms earlier when we were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah. Good times.
I want to go back to a comment from Garage Beers too earlier about driving all the way from College Station to like watch a Stars game and drive all the way back.
Oh, no, yeah, they said that a lot earlier. That is not a short trip. That's a 6-hour round tripper.
Yeah.
Hey.
You scored!
We get to do this.
Woohoo!
We get to do one of these.
Oh, you have a
did it! I want one of those.
Where did you get that? I'm assuming Amazon.
No, this is Budweiser Canada. The only thing I've ever won on Instagram, one of those random, you tag 2 of your friends and like this post. It was from, I think, the Hockey Collective. This is what I won. And I literally won it on Christmas Day. I got the message on my Instagram. It was I was texting everyone. I was like, oh my God. So this is actually set up to Wi-Fi. So it will go off when the Stars score. I just haven't had it on because there is a bit of a delay.
If Maggie and I are
I
streaming,
was so freaked out.
Scores, the light will go off.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a little freaky because there is a bit of a delay on it. And sometimes it'll go off early and it'll scare the shit out of me. But then I get excited.
Could this be another reason why in the future you would not be able to find a woman because she would be hanging out and then all of a sudden that would just go off?
That's one of so many reasons. No. It looks like also I want to say what's up. It looks like Garrett from Texas Hockey Apparel has jumped into the chat.
Hell yeah, Garrett.
Oh, what
Garrett,
up, bro?
I'm gonna message you,
Hey, buddy.
ASAP Rocky, about the giveaway.
Yeah, Garrett, we gave away the hat.
We gave it away.
Michael.
Yeah, they scored. Shan, where have you been? Dallas scored. That's why
No, Michael is who you gave it to.
Oh yeah, Gary, we gave it to Michael.
Michael Steve Patton.
Oh yeah, the Garage Beers. Yeah, they had like that $10. What was it called? Oh, it used to be like a Chipotle thing. They had a deal where you could get tickets for like $10 at right before the game.
What's it like to root for a team where you can see them for $10?
It's
Beautiful.
glorious at times.
That must be really fun.
Well, I mean, when you're playing shit hockey.
Yeah.
I'd take shit hockey over expensive hockey if I got to.
Okay,
Well,
that's
it costs
fair.
more for you because you have to travel all the way there.
Right.
That's not even the point, though. You're never gonna go to a Pens game for like $10.
Mm-mm. Even when I went to the Blackhawks game, it was when the Cubs were in the World Series in Chicago for the first time in God knows how long.
Right.
And the tickets were still $35 for standing room only. That is the only reason. I think the face value was $53. And I still paid more for that ticket than I would for a regular ticket for the Stars.
Unreal.
Oof.
Yeah. I will say this much, though, with everything going on, obviously it's fantastic that we're able to go to hockey games at all with the current situation, pandemic going on. But it has definitely jumped the tickets up quite a bit because now you're seeing ticket prices skyrocket to where if you're in the upper deck, like in the third tier, you're still paying $35, $40 a ticket.
I would easily spend $35, $40 a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I remember one time, like for a preseason game, I paid $100 for 5 sweet tickets to a preseason game.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I once went to a concert at the Capital One Arena in DC, and we just discovered a suite that they had accidentally left open. And all of my friends from the sorority who were in town over the summer, we all went to this concert in this suite, and we just like basically bought the whole thing out. It was
Nice.
great. Oh, I think that's one thing I miss is just like chill arenas. Like, I feel like bougie when I'm in a suite and shit, but like my mom works for Prudential. So like the Peru Center where the Devils play will have that.
See? Look.
Did you score again or did you just turn that on?
Just watch.
Dude, I'm so far behind y'all.
No, they must have scored. Because that was the first thing they gone off all night.
I'm waiting.
Unless this thing is also on Wi-Fi, so it could be completely out of whack, and it might be just from the last goal they scored.
First one? No, there it is.
Oh yes.
See,
This game is
the Filipino Flash strikes. I swear on everything, if these assholes come back and win this game after I called it with like 15 minutes left in the third.
Yes, Robertson is.
Oh my gosh, should we make a bet right now?
Yeah, I don't care. Make it. If the Stars come back and win this game, we can make a bet.
Okay. So what's your stance on this? Are you going to come back and win it or no?
No.
Now.
Yeah. No, you're going to win.
You got to take the sure bet side of that.
Bandwagon fan now.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say you win. Fine.
No, Meg, you made the last bet. Let me make this one.
You basically set up the assist now, so
this has become my thing because I keep betting people hats. So like I won another one against someone who's a
You
Red
gonna buy
Wings
3
fan.
hats?
And what?
You gonna buy 3 hats?
That's something from Texas Apparel.
Mhm.
No.
Now, do I leave the light on, or do I turn it off to make it like an actual
Suspense.
No,
real
leave it
time?
on, leave it on.
No, leave it on. I think it's funny that way.
I also haven't turned the volume up, so I need to.
No, turn the volume on too. But yeah, no, I've been betting hats. But the fun part is the person sending it gets to pick the hat.
Oh,
So I'm a Detroit fan where it was
Mhm.
supposed to come to me in LA, but like it got returned to sender last week. So now it's going to Jersey, so I won't have it yet. But I still don't know what the hat is.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in. I've got a whole mess of hats over here.
I'll get you
No, don't say it.
Well, actually, that would be funny. No, I won't do that to you though. I was gonna say I'll just buy you a Marc-Andre Fleury jersey shirt for the Golden Knights.
I already have.
He already has that.
Oh well, then that's no fun.
Which color?
I actually have that. So
Oh, I don't know if we wanted to drop this, but it looks like the Lightning just beat the Blackhawks in overtime.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
you don't say.
oh my
I
gosh,
for a second thought you were gonna have a goal, but then I was like, oh, the light hasn't gone on.
it hasn't gone on. Yeah, that's the downside of the predictive light.
Wait, so is this a bet, Shannon? Are you taking it or am I?
But you said it was your thing. I was like,
You can have it. That's fine.
Oh,
what's the final
offsides.
bet? What's the final bet?
You better hurry up before I get pissed off at this offsides.
I was gonna say, you have to call it out, or else.
I will bet a hat. I'm not buying 3 hats, right? Just one.
No.
I will take it on behalf of Whatahockey.
Or I'll buy 1 hat. The Stars win. But not in regulation, like over all
I
that
have like
stuff.
the sisterhood of the traveling hat, and the 5 of us will just keep sending it once a month.
So I
Deal.
choose or you choose. Whoever wins.
You choose.
Yeah.
Whoever loses chooses the
It's-
hat to send
right.
to the person. And you
Right.
don't get to tell them what it is. They just have to open it when they get it and be like, oh, this is a hat.
Well, I would hope. Hey, look, a hat.
Us.
Okay.
What's
I'm down. Deal.
I think the respective people who win will do like a live recording of the actual
And I'm
Yeah, that would be good PR.
unboxing. Yeah.
Because that's what I did with the gritty shirt.
Ooh,
From
if I could
Alex.
find
I
if
did
I could
not
find
see
a,
that. Oh, well,
a
it was on
gritty,
live. I was on vacation.
if I could find
Oh,
a gritty hat, that would be ideal.
We
Well,
both
just like-
have gritty shirts. Wait.
Yeah, but
wanna
do you
keep
have a
that
gritty
one?
hat with like the Google? Like, if I could find a gritty hat with like the googly eyes, like you would move around and the eyes would move with it. I think that would be the best.
I would give it to the New Jersey Devil to shred.
Yeah, we both have gritty shirts. That's why it was funny to see how Meg responded to her new gritty shirt.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God.
Why are we?
Oh,
dear-
this is phenomenal. I mean, you knew that they had them, right? Like you knew that they made them.
Did I? All I know is I've been going back and forth between
There you
sipping
go.
on a sour
There you
beer
go.
and I just
Man,
don't know.
I just saw
Wow,
what you're
I'm so
talking
glad
about.
Shannon wanted this bet for herself.
Wait, let me say that again. I was tweeting. Perfect. No, I've seen that before. I almost bought it as a gag Christmas gift, actually.
That's phenomenal.
Shannon, if you ever send me something like that, we won't talk.
Please do. I'll
I'm
Venmo
just
you to
not
send
going
that
to
to her.
send Shannon my address ever.
Megan, if you think you're not getting that next year, you probably.
If it ends up like being delivered to you, my only request is that the following live stream you have to wear it. Like it's
It
only
seems
right.
fair.
We were supposed to wear our gritty shirts on a.
We'll wear it next time you cover a Philadelphia game.
Yeah, so I think Philly's actually the only team we've found right now that's doing in-person games that are not only for season ticket holders. So I think that's the only team we're actually going to be able to go see.
Mhm.
I think we're going to be able to go see the Devils. But like,
They're not-
buy those tickets.
Yeah. But like it's even then because we could wear them underneath because the devil hates them. So
That's the fun part.
I mean, you guys are always welcome to Texas. We're basically saying that COVID doesn't exist as of next week. So
I just actually had to go into my office for the first time yesterday in like 6 months, and a couple people from the South flew up for it, and it was baffling. The like mannerisms between one or the other.
The fact that I've been in 30 Rockefeller Plaza once in the last year blows my mind.
Oh shit!
And we're gonna go back late because we work in a tourist attraction, so they're not just gonna like send us back for the sake of sending us back.
right.
Wait, you work at 30 Rock?
I do.
Nice.
I love that show.
No, I'm familiar with.
It's not like the show. It's a little different, but yes, I work in the building.
Get your own Jack McBriar.
What?
Get your own Jack McBriar.
No.
Wait, what's it? Yeah, Jack McBriar. The page from 30 Rock.
But from 30 Rock, it's funny because like the way Kenneth, like it's so different from the actual pages because he's depicting like a real life thing. Like the program he's supposedly in is real.
Huh.
Is it really? Like,
yeah, the page program is super prestigious too, but they're all really annoying.
See, like I work in Parks and Recreation, and it's really funny. It's because
Are you like Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I'm the Tom Haverford of Parks and Rec.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I like straight up work for NBC. It's a fun time.
That's
Fun times in Cleveland.
But I miss it. Where the fuck did Shannon go? Okay, bye.
Do you feel a certain type of way with the possibility of NBC losing the NHL?
No.
That's fair.
I don't have anything to do with sports. The only thing I'm going to miss is that, which kind of comes in handy when Shannon and I do this, is I have like back access to a lot of TV. Like I can watch any broadcast net in like most of the big markets. Like I could tune into Dallas if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of the sports back ends. Like I can see NBC Sports Network from most of like the like branch cities. Like I can watch the Chicago feed, the Washington feed, and all the shit. That's the only thing I'll miss is that I get to watch a lot of TV that I generally wouldn't be able to. But otherwise, like I work in the news division. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really affect me.
Well, if you work in the news division, you've been busy.
Yeah. You could say that. But I work in like ratings and stuff.
Gotcha. I love the way that Michael just described that offsides. Third squishy offsides. This is just peak Stars hockey right now in that oh god, there he is. Oh god, he's so ugly. Oh my god, that is a
look at.
He looks like
he looks like someone hurt him. It's like one of those things where it's like there's these type of guys who one look like they've definitely been hurt by a bitch, but then two who like look like they need a shower so bad. You're like, I just know you smell.
You know what he looks like? What movie is The Nun from? Not the actual like the movie The Nun, but like what isn't she from the certain franchise of horror movies?
What?
Oh, The Nun?
I love horror movies and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, there was a movie called The Nun. It's the same series as like Annabelle.
The Conjuring?
The Conjuring. That's what Patrick Laine looks like to me.
You're so right.
He looks like a horror.
Ugh. Jamie looks like a Bachelorette contest. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Jamie Benn is he's dash. I wish my hair would just like flip.
We'll do like a Bachelorette contest of like hockey players.
Monday night.
I love that. Yeah.
We're doing like a bracket of NHL mascots coming up.
Oh.
That people are going to be able to vote on all of our social platforms. Maybe we'll do like hockey players too.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
We should have a stick ceremony for them.
Do you accept this stick?
You accept.
Do you accept my Bower of Flylight?
I'm glad the chat.
Live once a week and be like, announce the players who are accepting new sticks.
Yeah, I'm glad the chat backed me up, and everyone knew the Conjuring, and people were like, I don't even watch horror movies, but I know what you're talking about. Patrick Laine is the ugliest human being in the NHL.
I think that's a really bold statement.
Is it though?
There's some weird looking dudes in this league, dude.
He looks like right now. He looks like a mix between the Nun and the Night King from Game of Thrones.
No, the girl from The Ring.
Yeah,
coming out of the TV.
He's
Do a bachelor hockey for YouTubers, JK.
oh
Honestly,
my god!
Did you see that hit?
I was like,
they're really gonna call something on that?
No,
that is an awful call.
Are you fucking kidding?
He wasn't even looking at him.
Work the fuck up,
dude. He is heated.
Good.
He should be. That is an awful call.
That is a horseshit call.
Sekera is not a checking type of defensive player. He's going after the puck.
Yeah, they just ran into each other.
That is an absolutely egregious call. He's literally getting out of the way.
Yep.
That is the absolute worst call I've ever seen.
Oh, I love when they're saying fuck.
Uh-oh.
I love
he just said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" like 4 times in a row.
Oh,
that is so bad.
That's why I really miss Road to the Winter Classic this year because like I just live off of that show.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of that, did you end up by any chance? If you haven't, I highly recommend it. Watching "We're Not Going Home" on YouTube. It's the Stars. So Jeff Totes is one of the most, if not the most amazing media guy in the NHL, and we just so happen to have him. There may be a little bit of a home cooking bias, but he was given access. He was the one media guy for the Stars that they gave access to, and he had thousands of or hundreds of hours of footage for Dallas in the bubble, and they did an unedited version on YouTube, and you can go watch it. It's an hour long, and Bones, the head coach, is like this soft-spoken old man until he gets in the locker room, and he's like just ripping into the players. He's like, "This isn't the fucking type of hockey that you play. Go out there and fucking hurt somebody." And you're like, "Sir Bones, you're 78 years old, sir. I can't have you getting too hyped up because we need you to survive."
Is that okay if did your doctor say you can
your
do
blood
that?
pressure, babe.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, I would recommend it if you like that style of Road to the Winter Classic. I would highly recommend watching "We're Not Going Home." Like I said, it's available for people to watch on YouTube, unedited. And I just wish that there were more things like that.
Yeah,
I think it would make people
like between like that and like Hard Knocks. Like I'm very into like the special puts out.
This is not looking great for us right now, mostly because of the fact that they really don't even need to score right here. They could just hold on to it,
right,
and have puck control. And
yeah, it's kind of like rough
damage.
And like now's about the time we be pulling Dobby right now, and
yeah, that is such a bad call.
Yeah, it's hard. You can't because you're on a power play.
Exactly.
That's really upsetting.
No, Last Chance he was pretty cool. I'm a big fan.
You're gonna have like over a minute after.
No, Last Chance is doing basketball now. I'm sorry if you said that
No,
already.
I was actually just about to say that didn't they announce it today that they were going to do a college basketball?
Like a day ago, and they were like, we haven't officially announced it yet, but I'm excited to see it because there were it was like 50-50 on seasons of Last Chance U that I was like, these are awesome. Like this is really good versus just like bad reality TV.
I feel like Last Chance U, the last season where you kind of actually liked everybody, was the worst one. Am I
right?
Really?
I liked seeing the kind of shitty character traits come out, because then you start to create like villains and heroes inside of that series, and I feel like everybody going into that last season, everyone was just like, everybody loves everybody.
Nope. Come on, don't do this. Don't do this.
Dobby, what in God's name are you?
This might be a good time to use a fucking timeout, maybe.
Yeah, since they wanted to do that the other night.
Oh yeah, Michael, I know what you're talking about. I've watched Cheer like multiple times, but like, yeah, those types of like sports docu-series are like very fun.
Well, I've watched most of All or Nothing on Amazon, which is
yeah.
I keep meaning to watch it, and I just never get around to it.
Come on.
So I'm up to last year's Eagles documentary.
Damn it.
So
I
there's
mean, you know it doesn't happen.
Oh, you got to control that, dude.
they actually
Dude,
Stars hockey, baby. Stars hockey.
yeah, I'm getting and
if you don't like that, you don't like Stars hockey. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
well,
Now Shan has
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Bones
Fuck
is
yeah, Bones.
hot.
had to reload
Get out on the ice. Fuck that ref up.
back up.
Who's the ref for this series?
Helen Keller. The
Yeah,
Blue Jackets definitely beat the Stars in those first two periods. The referees, I think, beat the Stars in that third period. That was one of the most atrocious things I've ever seen this season, and that's saying something.
So
And that totally could have been like a different outcome if they didn't have that power play.
Yeah, that's
For
really bad.
I feel like that's going to be like one of the controversial picks that people are like, there's been so many calls lately where people are just like, this is horrible reffing,
Mm-hmm.
where this is definitely going to be up there with one of them. He literally ducked away
To try and get out of the way.
to get out of the way. Like, that's unreal.
Yeah, that's pretty piss poor. Speaking, Bruins fan just talked about there's an all or nothing for the here in America soccer.
Yeah, a ton
Yes.
of Premier League.
But yeah, I'm not a soccer or football watcher, but I have watched that one with Tottenham, and it's super interesting. Another great one if people are looking for a good one to watch.
Yeah, so I haven't watched the Tottenham one, but I've watched the Michigan college football one is good. The New Zealand All Blacks one is really good. If
I
you
need
don't
to watch that
know
one.
anything about rugby, I watched the Man City one, which is actually how I became a fan of Man City. It's what got me into Premier League soccer. And I know that's controversial only because I'm a Red Sox fan. So everyone's like, you should be a Liverpool fan. And now I hate Liverpool because I watched that show before I got into
What's the correlation there?
the owners.
group.
But I hate
The realization just said,
I don't know anything about Premier League other than like soccer in general, other than I played as a kid. The women's national team has someone who went to my high school, and David Beckham just started a team in Miami. That's like where I'm cut off.
So baseball and Premier League are comparable in the sense that there's no salary cap. So like if your ownership group has the money, like you can own a team and you can invest in whoever you want. So
That's so unfair.
So Liverpool was awesome and the Red Sox were awful.
But they're like the comparison is always like Liverpool is the Red Sox and United is the Yankees of
Right.
the Premier League.
Everyone's like, why do you like Man City? Like they're the Yankees.
No, like I'm a United fan. Like I grew up as a United fan because in the United States, like we didn't really have too many Premier League teams over here to watch.
Yeah.
And United was one of them. It was like United or Chelsea if I was gonna have to be a fan of. So I was like, I'm gonna be United. I was a blood, not a crip, you know.
I'm admittedly I'm just a Chelsea fan because Christian Pulisic.
Right.
He's the strongest American presence that is in the Premier League right now. If you have not watched, I think it's called Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix. It's like so what is it? Premier League relegated to Champions League, and then like basically toddlers playing
You
soccer.
should watch, I don't remember what it's called. There's a Netflix show about it's like failures. Literally like people who have tried, they're very close to being champions and they fail every single time.
Oh, it's the Dallas Stars.
So sad.
So there's one about a Premier League team that gets relegated and their fans are so passionate that like they should be successful. Like they've got the finances to be successful, all these things. They're not gonna. Then there's one about this, what's it called? Whatever the snow dog race around.
The Iditarod.
The
Iditarod.
Iditarod,
Yeah. There's this one woman who's done the Iditarod, like, or Iditarod, whatever it's called, like 10 times now. And she has come in second like 3 of those. And like she is so close to winning it. And now she's like not gonna win it because she's just like past her prime.
Oh my God.
So it's like all of those like close things where you're like you've failed basically, but like you haven't failed at life, but like you've failed at what you want to do, and it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Stars would be perfect for this show. Just ideal. Also, I've officially switched my stream over to Calgary and Ottawa because I have both the Kachuk brothers playing.
Bad replays.
Kachuk if you buck.
Kachuk if you buck, and they've got the Blasty jerseys on. And tomorrow's payday. I just got my income tax back, like we talked about. Apparently, we're getting another round of stimmies.
Yeah, we are.
These Blasty jerseys, I kid you not.
I've never gotten a stimulus check. Ever.
Well, you know what, Shannon? If you do your taxes, you'll get all of it.
No, it's because my parents claimed me as a dependent.
Rude.
That's
I'm
so
20.
rude.
I'm almost 24. My parents claimed me as a dependent.
You weren't in college last year.
I know.
You should tell your parents that they like owe you a few $100.
I'm so aware.
A few thousand more like. Shannon, if you do your taxes today, you will qualify for the next one.
That's true. I mean, we drank champagne. I'm in no state to do it right now, but I will do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Shout out to Shannon and I, or shout out to Shannon, who after our TV appearance today with Rod sent me $20 to buy myself a bottle of champagne.
That's respect.
Thank God.
That's respect. Also, let's go Flames. Get Chuck with a +1.
No, go Senators. Like I'm low key like supporting.
Yeah, shut up. Don't even try. Don't even go there. You are not saying go Sens.
Oh my God. Is there God, those uniforms, the Flames uniforms.
I love that.
Yeah.
God,
it's really good in action.
That was filthy.
Even their shorts with like the stripes look
yes.
Yeah, I love their reverse retro, but I hate
from head to toe.
I hate the Flames regular jerseys. They think they're cool and they do not look that good.
You don't like them?
No.
I love them.
No, I'm not into it.
I think they're underwhelming. These are amazing though. I would buy this in a second.
I don't
say shit like that.
What?
And John goes, Meg and Shan are famous now. Don't joke.
Oh yeah. How was that for you guys? You guys got to hop on. Was that like a national broadcast or what was that?
So it was a Canadian national broadcast that shows in 34 states, and then also shows on Facebook and YouTube. So it was really fun. We were on there for about 20 minutes, and we just talked about like how we've grown, what we know about the NHL, because we had him on our show first. So we had already talked about those types of things. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because we had him on. I didn't think it was, like when you're trying to get someone on your show and you like shoot them a DM and you're like, they're probably not going to answer. That's like what I thought it was going to be. And then he answered right away and I was like, oh, incredible. And so it was like a pretty easy land in terms of a guest. And now we had him on and he was like, oh, you opened up, because he's in Canada. He was like, you opened up the door for me in terms of guests. Like I'm on all of these American shows now. And I was like, I didn't realize that like no one was messaging you. Like you've got like, 30K followers. Like I thought that was just going to be like a regular thing for you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was honestly amazing this morning. Both of us were nervous, but it was exciting and fun. So. Yeah,
I definitely, I thought it was awesome. Like kudos to you guys for doing that. That we kind of briefly chatted about, having guests on. Oh, there you go. Sen's got one back.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, I'm not live. That's why.
But yeah, that's awesome. That's how we've been able to get any responses back from anybody is we've just like literally shot our shot. With Fiddler, he was the first one that came back and was like, yeah, I'll, let's set something up and let's make it happen. So it was really awesome for us to be able to like sit down and talk with him quite a bit. We're grateful when anyone gives us the time of day.
Exactly.
Just as simple as that.
Yeah,
so
for sure. And it's like everyone in the hockey community, which like anyone in our comments who does pods can like attest to also. Like John, who's off the wall hockey in the comments, has been so good to us, and he has great content. But it's like everyone is so willing to be helpful to each other, and that's why like I feel like the hockey podcast community is so good because we all just like want to chill with each other. Like obviously, like none of us here. Well, I mean, you three, but like me and Shannon don't have the same team. We don't have your team, but like we all want to like vibe together. Whereas like other sports, I feel like it's so lost in like the rivalries and the one-upsmanship that it's just like not the same.
Couldn't agree more. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think people understand that hockey is just so much more than just the teams that we support. It's the sport that we love. And like you were saying, if with football and, you know, to even like almost a lesser extent, but on the same realm, you know, baseball and basketball, it's like, if you like this team and I don't, I cannot be friends with you while they're on.
Right.
Now, would I willingly watch a game with somebody that maybe supports? Ew. Sorry, I just realized that Brett Ritchie's on the Flames. He's garbage.
I didn't know that.
There.
Yeah.
Still free agent.
Yeah, I did not. I completely forgot about that. I saw something on Twitter that he got called up, or he got taken off the taxi squad. But yeah, there's like very few teams like the Blues and the Wild. I don't know if I can willingly sit down with Blues fans and watch a hockey game.
I can't even be around Blues fans at the AAC ready to play them.
Right. They're
like Meg and I say. So we'll have. This is actually what we do like every Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have like a given Penguins podcast or a given Capitals or Flyers, whatever it may be, because we usually do the Eastern Conference just because those are what we can talk about for 20 minutes, and we cycle them out so that people don't get pissed at each other. People like, you know, like
we literally like every like 30 minutes have like a rotation, so people like they can talk to us. Like we're pretty chill with like any team. But it's like they don't have to talk to each other during these games because we'll just like keep switching one out for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tried to do an East coverage and a West coverage doubleheader, and then by that point, like the West people were so excited to be there, and we were just like, we're like snaz, so we couldn't do it. But we had a plan for those. It'll have to be like a Saturday or a Sunday when it's earlier in the day.
A brunch. A bottomless brunch.
Ugh.
I keep pushing this, guys. Come on.
Sounds dangerous.
You guys can join the bottomless.
I may or may not be on eBay right now looking up Flames jerseys.
I was gonna say like honestly, last week after Megan, like we did live, and then we recorded our episode, and usually we'll record the episode, whatever, with our guest, and then Megan will FaceTime me right after. She FaceTimes me. We spent 2 hours online shopping for jerseys.
Yeah.
I did not order one. I did not buy one. Megan ordered 2. And I was like,
we both got our Pure Hockey t-shirts. Shout out our sponsor, Pure Hockey, link in bio. Everyone hit it up.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Martin St. Louis played for the Flames for a little bit?
oh, I didn't know.
No, I did not.
Well, this $300 jersey says he did.
$300.
And it's got the
Whose jersey was like $40.
it's
Paul's jersey. Or New Jersey Devils jersey. That's a tongue twister.
Cheapest jersey of like all of the NHL.
which, by the way, is so infuriating if you use an iPhone and does the predictive text because I say New Jersey so often, it automatically capitalizes it. And I'm like, no, I'm not talking about the state.
So when I have
a New Jersey
graphics in Canva, and it automatically capitalizes the I, no matter if it's in a word or not. So I'll type like is like, so we're doing this. This is a sneak preview for the, few people watching.
I already said it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing like, who is like the best NHL mascot. And anytime I type is, it capitalizes the is, or like anything other, like anything else that has an I in it, it for whatever reason capitalizes the I, which is
so frustrating.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So you have to go backward, like
man.
Like,
in the mascot bracket, what are the odds for Gritty? Like -1,000? matches.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Quick, Meg, do you want to give a quick sneak peek?
Yeah, if you text Kevin back.
Yeah.
So basically,
Burn.
it's broken out by division. So each division has its own bracket right now. The North just has like a bye.
No, I'm not like a literal screen share. I can give us a quick sneak.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shan can show.
On this to Kev. Hold on.
But
Also,
yeah, Gritty
the
has
Sin
like decent
scored
chances.
again.
I think Gritty in the first round is gonna be up against Iceberg.
Hold
I
on
mean,
one
that's a no-brainer. There's gonna be blood on the ground, and it's gonna be icebergs,
There's gonna be blood on the ground. Is the point there?
and it's gonna be icebergs. Gritty is just like psycho killer.
Gritty freaks me out.
Now,
I
Patrick
can't
Line.
do it.
Patrick Line.
Don't
I
insult Gritty like that.
Yeah, Gritty's a saint.
Yeah.
Gritty's a freak.
I follow Gritty on Instagram. He's the only mascot in any capacity I follow, and I
I think
don't
you should
care about
follow
the Flyers
New
at
Jersey
all.
on Twitter because their content is great,
Yeah,
So
and we're friends with them on Twitter, not in like life. I mean, maybe one day.
actually already prepped out to be sure.
This is so
Yeah.
dangerous.
Obviously, once we show the preview to these guys of what's to come in our mascot ranking, we're gonna say goodbye to Jason and Patrick. They will. Well, I'm sure we'll have you guys again, but
yeah, this was fun. Man,
Yeah, this is a blast.
I'll show up for the whole game next time instead of just the shitty third period.
Maybe that's why we lost.
other than the sad part. But yeah,
I mean,
here's,
yeah, we started scoring whenever you came. So
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
so we're
here's
doing.
our preview for the North.
Oh, it looks good. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I like
Toronto gets a bye in the first round because they only have 7 teams and they're number 1 right now.
Oh, are you? Wait.
You don't want to just throw the Kraken mascot in there?
Yeah. Ooh.
They don't have one yet.
The
They're
sea.
also not.
Kraken.
To see the entire
s-
ocean.
The ocean. Also, I want to just real quick. I know the boys got to go to sleep here soon. I want to say this is the first time the Maple Leafs will actually make it out of the first round.
Ew.
Woo!
Burn, Maple Leafs.
Got him.
Burn, bro.
Burn.
I feel like one other thing to be noted is the Flames mascot has gone wildly underrated as like whatever drug issue is happening down here.
Honestly, on something nasty.
I get real Clemson Tiger, cocaine tiger vibes from him.
I
Yeah.
was thinking like a Montana meth
bad
vibe.
back up the next morning.
Now if there's 5 of us on here, when I'm in the top of this view,
I'm just gonna squeeze in here.
All right,
great.
we'll hurry it up. No worries, no worries.
it's okay.
What the hell is this?
The Central, which is what you guys are concerned with. You guys are against Thunderbug.
Easy.
Oh,
No
Easy
contest.
shit mascot.
Easy,
Not
Yeah.
garbage.
great
All right.
team, shit mascot.
Yeah.
All right, then this is just like garbage time. Al is gonna beat this creepy cow thing.
Yeah.
What is-
Yeah.
He's utterly ridiculous.
I'm really intrigued in the cat battle.
Yeah, this will be the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me
And
too.
then I like this. I like this is a fun division.
So then we'll have the West. This will be hard.
Will it though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like both of them.
No, I think people will go for the Duckies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see
The
it.
Ducks have more staying power, I feel like.
absolutely.
Vegas are pretty new.
All right. So
Yeah.
do you think
You
this will
see
be
this right now? I'm literally inside my plant.
I hate to say it because I'm a dog lover, but that's the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
Oh come on!
Man, I don't
Who's on
know.
the ice? Who's on the ice for
Okay,
that?
then bring it to
The
the
Avs might win on the cuteness factor.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
Oh, what a good boy! What a good boy! It's cats versus dogs, man.
Yeah. All right. So then it's I don't even know what's happening here. It's like
Gritty. That's all it is. Gritty.
Gritty
So-
all day.
it sucks that Blades gets a bye here because he sucks. Like he's a shitty mascot.
But also Gritty. This is Gritty's division to lose.
Is he? So is the Devil beating the Islander?
Oh, absolutely.
What is that? What is that? Is that a what is that?
It's what comes out of
It's a
Manhattan.
dinosaur.
I don't even know.
It looks like a Chuck E. Cheese character.
It does. Also, okay, and this sounds so bad. Iceberg looks a little like not all there.
A little high.
He looks like he's shit faced. And Gritty is like Gritty's just like, I just stuck my nose in a mountain of cocaine and I am ready to party. And Iceberg is like, I'm one beer away from not remembering my first name.
Damn, there's an onslaught of scoring right now in Calgary.
The shipping truck on his way to on the edibles.
They're not letting Ottawa get anywhere close to winning.
I mean, Ottawa's. I mean, this is a fun game.
Well, so we in our first rankings, like Buffalo was nowhere near it, but like this mascot's pretty cute. He's fine.
No.
It could give us some competition.
No, I like Slapshot better than that.
No. He's winning for me.
Don't even go there, Shannon.
The Eagle is just so generic for the Capitals, like Washington D.C. Eagles.
Here I am.
With their stupid president's race.
Speaking of mascots, Jeff, did you see how much Biscuit's jersey ended up going for last night?
I did mention to everyone that the jerseys were starting at $250. I did not see what Biscuits was going for, but last we heard it was like $300.
Ooh.
This is literally the mascot for an ECHL franchise whose jersey was being bid for $300.
That's some fandom.
The number was K9.
I hope I have that kind of money someday to just like fuck around.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't have that kind of money, but I still just spend it.
I honestly, we've been now recording for almost 3 hours, and I've never related to you more.
I feel like we have a lot in common. We'll be good friends.
Yeah, we'll definitely be wasting money on stuff that we shouldn't buy.
I'll come to Texas. We'll hang out.
Yeah, I need to get off of eBay.
I don't go on eBay, so that's my problem for starters.
No, you did say you had cheap jersey connections, so if you do,
yes. But regardless, Patrick and Jason, thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
where
thanks
they
for
can
having
find you on social.
I'll be on the whole episode next time. I was on and off commentating on y'all's commentary, as I think Jeff and Jason brought up a couple times.
Yeah, this was
the all-seeing eye.
It's been a ton of fun collaborating with you guys. So you've been one of the best that we've worked with on the Hockey Pod Net so far. So
yes, we made it.
Love to hear it.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So, thank you guys, and we won't keep you any longer. I know we have work tomorrow, so I'm assuming you do as well.
Yeah, I've actually got to finish my business plan for work.
Due
tomorrow, I've got to present it at like 3:00, so got to put some final touches on it.
I don't.
I run on East Coast time because everybody I work with is on East Coast, so
it's funny you say that because I run on East Coast time from California, so I was the 4:00 hour every day.
Oh, good God.
It is, in fact, East Coast time here. So
we all have to cater to you with your standard time.
19 at home.
What'd you say?
Oh.
Well. I drank too much to do homework. But anyway.
You hate to hear it.
We've been there.
It's fine. Yeah. Patrick and Jason, thank you so much. Jeff, are you sticking around for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit longer. This Calgary game's got me intrigued.
You guys again.
Yeah, that's getting good.
Catch y'all on the next episode, guys.
Right,
this was fun.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for everything.
I definitely kicked Patrick out mid-sentence, but that's okay.
We're used to it. That was such a graceful exit by Jason, though.
No, they were great. It has been fantastic working with you guys tonight.
Yeah, we normally don't do full shows with like one pod. Like we have to
Yeah, it's
cycle.
usually 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. So.
Oh damn! So we got the full go.
No, but
Yeah.
we had a full, like, there was no delay in conversation. There was no delay in topics. So, like, that was fantastic.
That's what we specialize in. We can bullshit with the best of them.
Right, my life.
Well, we do have our friend from Belly Up joining us to, wrap around, but it looks like at the backstage he is not in his chairs.
So this is awkward for everybody involved then.
He's been live streaming a lot tonight. He's been on 2 different lives already.
Oh damn.
He had his own with Corner Booth before.
Well, I'm super pumped too. This was the guys' first interaction with StreamYard. So we've actually got access to StreamYard through the Hockey Podcast Network. So it's something that we're definitely going to be looking to work with in the very near future.
Can I recommend?
Yeah, we love it. I do some writing for the Morning Skate as well. Super pumped to be a part of that.
We, as in me, have been trying to get the Morning Skate to follow us back for weeks now, and they won't do it. I've tried like 7 different ways.
Let me work some magic. Let me talk to the boys.
I have tried so many. It's like one of those like you've tried every like slutty way to get them to follow you back. And
Shannon, you haven't told me to try yet.
Bring it on.
I haven't done any DMs, so
yeah. Oh my god, how cute do I look in this Morning Skate shirt that I bought? Wink, wink. Oh my god. No, I'll reach out to the boys and make sure.
What'd you say, Megan?
I said I'm really determined to finish this bottle tonight, but I have a one-on-one with my boss's new boss tomorrow morning at 7 time. But I'm still going for it.
I finished mine.
Your bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the problem is I've been going back and forth between a sour beer and this.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, live your life. But that's just
I'm gonna make
sour beer is like the mix for
eventually hang out. It'll change your tune.
I did.
Ooh, Shannon, guess who's back in the backstage? Belly Up Kev, looking like a hot mess and a half with them sunglasses.
I forgot my sunglasses at my dad's house, and I already took my contacts out. But I have a commitment to being on live streams, but never showing my whole face. So I had my glasses here, but so I can't see shit right now.
So you could take your sunglasses off and put your glasses on, and I won't be upset.
No, it's fine. No one wants to see my whole face.
Dead. But anyway, Jeff, Jeff.
What's going on? Just suffering another Stars loss. That's 7 or 8 in a row now. Can't even keep count anymore.
So sad.
Yeah.
It's 7 now.
Answer
Calgary.
the trash questions you put in my question box earlier.
I want to give you some content.
You were very good at the beginning of the stream.
Yep. Number 1, what are your thoughts on mullets? I would never have one. I don't think I'd ever date one, but I support yours.
All right, so I'm gonna go shave my head tomorrow then.
That's fair.
Shan, this is all I have left in my bottle.
That's so good for you. I didn't realize you were still struggling through it.
I really have not drank a lot tonight because I was drinking straight from the bottle.
Yeah, I noticed that you came in straight power moves at the beginning of the stream.
My mom, I'm positive my mom is no longer watching at 11.
John says chug.
My mom messaged and was like, "Is she chugging straight from a wine bottle?" And I was like, "No." Like, I had to be like, "Oh, she's like moving. She has no glasses." All these things to be like, "No, she's not just straight."
Yeah, no, that's sparkling water.
I'm sorry. Is that a prop? This started back in college when my G-Big from my sorority and I would show up at frats with our own personal like double bottles of wine and just drink from the bottle all night. And I've never changed.
I'm super disappointed because this bottle was full when I started my live streaming journey at 6:30, and it's only like I wish it was empty.
What is that?
Tullamore Dew?
What kind of liquor is that?
Whiskey.
That's good. That's some good stuff.
It's not good. No, it's not good.
I mean, it's not the worst.
I wish it was empty.
Shan, you know what we need to do at some point this summer or in the fall? We need to have like a podcasters retreat of everyone we've become actual friends with through podcasting. Have everyone down to LBI for a weekend. Like have these bitches fly in and just everyone who's in a hockey podcast get wasted at the beach for a weekend.
I feel excluded.
No. You can come too.
You hockey.
Okay, cool. I am not a hockey podcast.
To ask what sorority, Shannon and I were in Sigma Delta Tau. SDT. Fun fact. That's how we met. Oh, I have your other questions. My favorite college hockey or college football centered podcast. I don't have one.
Rude.
So that's fine.
Rude.
What brought you to Belly Up? Shannon Walsh.
What was that?
And
Sorry.
Shannon, who brought you to Belly Up?
Oh, Shannon Walsh brought herself.
No. No, I don't think that's true. I think someone recruited Shannon.
Oh my God, he didn't recruit me. He's such a.
No, go on. I'm just an outsider now. I'm just watching.
First off, Meg's favorite college football centered Belly Up podcast is Tailgate on the Quad.
You'll probably find me there at some point in the fall.
Were you?
Yeah, I tried, but she was busy with work. And then
Okay, you can't DM me like right before you.
I'm not mad about it. Like,
No, Meg and I, we were just talking about how we need to do a better job making like a calendar. So
I'm sincerely not mad about it. I asked and they were like, "Oh, I'm not sure." And then like an hour before, I was like, "Hey, by the way, like Meg, do you want to come on?" And she's like, "I have work." Fair. That's a fair.
You make it sound like I was like, I have work. I was very apologetic. I was like,
Well, I didn't want to give a whole spiel about why you couldn't come on. It was like you was like, I have work, and that's a fair reason.
That was
also,
not the only person that had messaged me today about going on a pod, and I just wasn't responsive to anyone because I was so in deep at work that I just like couldn't like Shannon had even like messaged me and been like, yo, like check our DMs, like someone's asking for you. And I didn't even see Shannon's text for hours.
In Meg's event, she was nice about it, and she was, but the basically the end result was like she was like, I have work, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And also, who recruited Shannon to Belly Up? That was me.